Oh, boys. Have we got some stuff to talk about tonight?
Yes, we do.
What is
4
going on,
hours of
everyone?
Shedeur Sanders talk coming your way.
You shut your mouth. I swear. I will boot you so fast from this panel. What is going on, everyone, though? Welcome to the Voice of College Football After Dark, right here on the main channel. Damn it, Spaz, stop muting yourself. There you go. I helped you. Yeah, we got a lot to get into. As we know, this last weekend has been a very eventful and exciting weekend. But as per usual, I'm just Ben of Exploring Ben and Sam right here on YouTube and co-host of the Oregon channel. But for everyone else here, where can people stalk you if they so choose to?
Well, before we get to me, what magic have you got cooking on the Oregon channel, Ben?
Nothing.
No kind of magic?
Absolutely nothing. No. We will be talking the draft this weekend, this Wednesday rather, as Oregon broke their team record for draft picks. So it was a good year. Good year, obviously, off a very talented team. So we will be breaking that down a little bit more in depth. But yeah.
And you also talked with a genius.
Oh, Zachary Neal. Yeah. Well, Zachary Neal is he's way smarter than me and Spaz put together. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, he's definitely smarter than that guy that got kicked out Friday night. Oof. Yeah. But in the meantime, I guess we get to me. You can check me out on Alabama with the Voice College Football. That's where you can stalk me Monday at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time with Coach Burtz and Jeffrey at Only Talk Sports. And Thursday nights on 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, Jeffrey and I take your calls on the Alabama channel Thursday night, especially on the first day of May. I mean, it's a beautiful way to start off May. Taking your calls, talking about Alabama football, and much, much more. Or as Jeffrey says, at least we try to. But you can also check me out on my latest episode of The Jacksonian, where I have Parker Ainsworth from Locked On Cougs talking about the Houston Cougars, football, basketball, much, much more. And you can check me out on Jackson Johnson 979 on YouTube, where I have the Jacksonian and numerous other collaborations with my buddies, Will and D, and Sports Talk with Austin, where I have just reached 668 subs, 332 subs away from the magic number 1,000. And for more updates on what I've got going on the Jacksonian and Alabama with the Boys College Football, or on a weekly basis, calling on the Paul Feinbaum Show, check me out on Jackson BOCFB on X/Twitter and Instagram and Threads at Jackson Johnson 543-908. Spaz, what have you got going on this week?
First, can a super mod please ban Troy? Can we just time out Troy here? This is uncalled for. Absolutely uncalled for, Troy. Uncalled for. I thought we were cool. Son of a bitch.
Hey, at least we aren't seeing Diesel.
I'll say this: I actually think Ben is smarter than Ben and Spaz combined. It's like you was actually higher.
Easy.
Oh, thank you. Go ahead.
Who knows?
And he shortened GD to damn on Spaz because he's like, okay, I better not say GD again.
You realize that damn is longer than GD in text form, right? It's not shortened.
Oh man, there's like a whole thing on All in the Family where Archie tells Edith about how the words GD happen, and it's not really bad. But anyway, let's
all
go.
All right. We got a guest coming up here. We got to get the show on the road because this man loves to talk when he connects. Spaz, where can people find you?
Fuck's hard.
Where can people find you? Where can people find you, Spaz?
Oh shit! It's not. Oh, it is there, right there.
No, it's
Jackson
not.
put it up.
Oh, well,
see,
you cheater!
Jackson put it up. Rocky
Where did
Classic
Adam
on
go?
Instagram.
Where did Adam go?
He'll be back.
Damn it.
Oh no, Adam, he'll be back.
Yeah, he'll be back.
Yeah, you find me on X on Spazdrag, Sean_Spazdrag, Rocky Classic on Instagram, Sean Bryant 75 on TikTok. I fucking this goddamn chat. Stop it.
God damn it, Spaz.
I know. I can't stop from laughing most of the time in this chat. Sean.
Sometimes.
No, the guest is Adam Lamparello. No worries, man. Because Dan got thrown out by Mark on Friday night. Like for those that was classic. When he was like,
"What did I miss?"
Cade, he was like, "Dan Cade, whatever the hell your name is, get the hell off this show for a good month."
What did I miss?
Awesome.
Is it that guy that used to call in on a bunch of those channels and cut wrestling promos? Basically. You're a 5-star dummy.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. Okay.
Yeah, I actually haven't heard it. I was on Mark's show Friday night too, but I wasn't around for that part of it.
I haven't seen that guy in a while, so I was like, who? Like, oh, that guy. Okay.
Yeah, he went by Caden forever. Started calling him as Dan, which I guess is his real name. But which begs the question: if you're gonna choose it like a fake a pseudonym, why do you go with Caden?
Because he's a big dick boy. That's
why. Caden's pretty. I think his goal is really to get kicked off of everyone's show possible. But then he gives every show money. He gives every show
how he's the rebel of YouTube.
But he gives every show money. So thank you, Caden.
He just peppers you with $1 super chats.
He gave us money a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
he gave us like $4 or $6, something like that. Oh, hey, why not? Whatever. Sean, where can people stalk you though before the talking Italian gets in?
Nowhere.
Oh, you can you can stalk me right here on the Voice of College Football, and Jackson will be so kind to drop my links to my socials. Yeah, there they are, and that's where you can find me. Screwing the top off of this lid and emitting whatever depraved thoughts I have on a too frequent basis on both of those. So give me a follow if you care to, but be warned.
Oh boy.
It's not for everybody. So
oh boy.
But here is a little something that is for everybody though.
That's what I was going to say. Jackson, if you want to streamline it, please. Let's get into this. Do some business.
There we go. But it's going to be real quick. For $2.99 a month, you can become an all-conference member for the Voice of College Football as a YouTube member, and you got a loyalty badge next to your name in the comments and in the live chat. You can get custom emojis to use in the comments and in the live chat, and you get member shout-outs, member-only polls. For $4.99 a month, you can become an All-American member. And in return, you get access to a VIP hangout with Mark Rogers himself. And you get priority replies to comments. For $9.99 a month, you can become a Heisman member. And you can give out content requests of any kind to Mark himself. Give out guest requests of any kind. And you get a panel invite to CFB After Dark with Ben and Friends Sunday nights right here on the Voice College Football. And if you're on there every week, you too can become a host on the Voice College Football when you come on After Dark every week, especially by paying $9.99 a month. And believe me, it's like an investment for your future, especially if you're a college football fanatic. For $19.99 a month, you can get discount merch from the Hall of Fame membership. And $99.99 a month, you get the Voice College Football bets, and you get access to the top expert picks. from Steve Dace from the Michigan Podcast and Blaze TV's The Steve Dace Show. And Wager Talks, Steve Merrill, who gives out the under-the-radar pick of the week during the season, and Matt Zemek, our friend from USC at the Voice College Football, and Trojans Wire, plus the voice of college football as well. And you got Mark Rogers himself giving out those picks as well. But what magic is Matt Zemek cooking exactly? Allow me to demonstrate. The Voice of College Football website, which has been developed by Mark, TJ, Cliff Richardson, and friends, as they bring you magic all over the place. You're going to see the host directory. And let me just tell you that it's a spoonful of sugar with medicine going down from everyone, all right here. All your favorite cast members of the Voice of College Football, all right here on the host directories. And you want to see the team of writers? Boom, you got them. You got Alec Keyser from Indiana at the Voice of College Football, Leanne Herring from the Rebel Walk, Wildcats Wire, On the Move, and from the Voice of College Football and Ole Miss Live. And you got our very own Matt Zemek, Zoe Bentler, DJ Burton and friends, Brooks White, and much, much more. It's all coming your way. The forums, the news items, boom, magic all over the place. All right here on the Voice of College Football website. Stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss it.
Right. I love it. I love it. And you know, it's something you just pointed out, Jackson, but in a way that is not understood when you say, you know, hey, join this, do this, and you can maybe even host a team channel or become part of the channel, not just here on the After Dark show with us, but for instance, a lot of people don't understand 4 years ago, after being around the program for a while, you know, I shot Mark 2 or 3 ideas for shows. We talked about it, wrote notes, and he's like, I like them. Some of those ideas went elsewhere, and I got this. And then he's like, do you want to do live games, the live post games? And I was like, cool. And then a year later, I found Spaz, and here we are. So it works that way. As long as you are a consistent person, you are a football fanatic. That's why we're here in the off season.
You must have been, you must have not been in a good place if you found Spaz.
It's true. I found him through Facebook. It was not ideal.
Jason. The voice.
That's the dark part of Facebook.
Like the dark web. Yeah.
the part that they.
Let's answer the question from Jason O before we get to our topics. Jason O asked, "Wait, when did Mark make a website?" The website was officially released Thursday at noon Central Time. It was released all over the place. Like if you've been on Twitter, Instagram, it's all over the place. And we'll tell you more about Instagram and Twitter before we leave.
Troy. Yeah, Troy. Poor Adam. He's having technical difficulties up there in Jersey.
Jersey.
Yeah.
Jersey.
I can't even say it right. Yeah.
Jersey.
We're
from Brooklyn, Jersey.
Oh God.
I love that South Park episode.
I told him it was an Italian thing.
Oh, what you eating, Spaz? Look like you're eating something.
I'll make a scrolls tab just for Spaz. Like Spaz is eating time. No one disturb him.
So
chicken wings.
Nice.
There you go.
Anyway. Yeah, I was supposed to be with Sam and I having dinner at his parents, but I was supposed to have them last week. They bumped to this week. I'm like, what time? They're like 6 p.m. I'm like, well, I'm not going. I got a show to do. So he's gonna bring me home some barbecue and stuff. Yeah, so we're gonna get right into this. We're not spending 45 minutes like we said like last week or 2 weeks ago, rather. But I did have a topic I wanted to bring up real quickly because I saw it before I forget after I had to reboot my PC and it's gone now. What in the hell is wrong with James Franklin and getting heckled by fans and him having to yell back at the fan? Did anyone see this new video from the spring game
Oh, I have
A
not.
fan once again heckled him, and he went up to the sideline and started yelling back at the fan, like telling him off,
There you go.
Oh,
like he did at the Ohio State game. I think it was.
I saw another fan-related interaction this weekend. Puka Nakua's brother smacked the hell out of a fan at a UFL game. He plays for the Michigan Panthers. I guess they were playing a game. I forget who they're up against, but
Were they
got
against-
into it with a fan and just open palm Will Smith them right there. And
damn.
That's a good one.
He says
Go.
Will Smith. Yeah.
yeah, and yeah.
Why do I have a feeling James Franklin and Penn State is similar to Ryan Day at Ohio State before the Natty run? Because I mean,
I think it's much worse. I think the relationship is worse than that even.
all those Penn State, like some of those Penn State people hating on Franklin, who are they going to give us better? They're not. Nobody's going to put up with them. Nobody wants to get beat constantly by Ohio State and Oregon and Michigan. Nobody wants to be losing constantly.
Well, that's the hardest question about a lot of teams. In the same like with Ryan Day, when Ohio State fans were literally like, "We gotta fire this guy, dude," and then they lost to Michigan. They're like, "Oh, he's done. He's done." But no one wants the pressure of taking over a program like that in a way, because if you just chase out a guy that wins 10 games a year at least for 10 years, basically that Franklin's been there, that's a lot of pressure to take on. I don't know, but I just don't understand why Franklin has to get in with the fans. Like, dude, you make like $9+ million a year. Just walk away. There's no one. There's one person yelling at you, and you're gonna.
I would not be surprised if we see like Penn State lose to Ohio State once again, and then they make a surprise run to a Natty or at least to the semifinals again. Like go back there.
There's no coach in the country under more pressure than James Franklin this year. This is, he's got a team that's going to be ranked in the top like 2 or 3 in the country and all the preseason polls. And,
Totally.
And it's maybe a prime year. I don't think Michigan is back to being competitive. Ohio State might be taking a step back. If there's any year to finally unseat them, it might be this year. Yeah, this is put up or shut up time for Franklin this year. I know they made the semifinals last year, but they were kind of gifted a semifinal path, So, and when they actually had to a competitive game, they didn't pull it through again. So, it's got to be frustrating if you're a Penn State fan. They've been losing every single one of these big time matchups and winning all the other games, but having a good program and putting guys in the NFL, but yeah, it's got to get old.
It has to be draining. Spaz and I as Duck fans, and same with you, Sean, even the last multiple years. It's like you can win it all, but you don't get to the championship game, or you get there and then you lose it, or you just miss the championship game, or same with Oregon. It's like right there, and then there's like a slip up, and it's like, come on,
Yeah, and like I said, this year's a put up or shut up year for Franklin. Last year was a put up or shut up year for Day, and he bought himself a lot of equity.
Oh yeah, Day bought himself a good at least 3-4 years grace at least. Easily. Don't be Gus Malzahn or Chiswick.
He can't really be them because he's had success outside of the one season.
It's true. That is true. But, the point is 2 years later, you're out. like
Yep.
for those guys. So,
Yeah.
Dave, I see your super chat, and I want to get right into this because we don't want to delay here. But Vandy Daddy, hey, if Pavia plays some Magic,
Andy.
Andy,
Yeah.
Andy, I don't repeat what I said. I know I misspoke. But yeah, if Pavia, hey, Vandy's on an upward trajectory after this last season. So hey,
Yeah, if he has as much magic on the field as he had in the courtroom, yeah, it's possible for sure.
Oh yeah.
Diego Paiavia isn't coming back to save them anytime soon?
Yeah, he is for 2025 at least.
yeah,
Oh,
he
I
was
thought
he was granted the extra year.
Okay, I was gonna say I thought he declared, but
I think he's got an extra 2 years because of the JUCO rule.
You don't take that chat off the screen. You do not do that, Jackson. It's expensive. All right, there we go. I addressed
Well, all right,
it.
but we got some new YouTube members for the Voice of College Football.
That is true. That is true. That is true.
Yes.
yeah.
The first one that came up, I believe, earlier was actually Minnie Hunt,
Yep.
a new YouTube member. We love to see it. It's the easiest way to be able to get access to the Discord and be able to join the After Dark panel here.
Oh yeah.
All it takes is to join them.
It's so easy, even I can do it.
He's the caveman that hates Geico the Gecko, apparently.
Mhm.
Geico 15% or save 15% or more on car insurance.
Well, Minnie, welcome though to the Voice of College Football family here, and as well as Ryan Willie.
Two
Love
first
to see
names,
it.
love it.
Love to see it. Love to see it. And hopefully, maybe we'll get a couple more tonight. That'd be awesome.
There we go.
We get 3 or 4 new members every show. That'd be amazing. I mean, we'll take it. We'll take it. Pick whatever membership tier you want. Sign on up.
There we go.
Yeah, but build it so Jackson doesn't have to build an AI to juice the numbers with phony memberships. We want to do it legitimately if we can. If we can.
All right. I was like, let's get into this. The whole point of the show, for the most part, was there was drama at the draft, and not for the good reasons.
Ooh.
I mean, it was entertaining as shit to me. It was absolutely entertaining, but
Oh yeah. And Dave's asking, is Primetime going to worry about his coach in Colorado or how well his son is doing in Cleveland? I feel sorry for the GM and coach of Cleveland. Well, we'll be honest with you. I think it's going to be both. He's going to be worrying about Colorado and he's going to be worrying about his son. And I think Andrew Berry's seat is scorching hot. I think Kevin Stefanski is going to be the unfortunate fall guy for the Browns. Like, it's not his fault that they got Deshaun Watson. It's not his fault that the morons traded Baker Mayfield. But he's the fall guy, unfortunately.
well, they should have never taken Deshaun Watson, let alone giving him that type of money.
So,
Yeah,
That's on them.
I'd say that will go down as the worst decision in the history of professional sports.
Yeah, that should
Like
never.
literally,
never
I don't know how you can possibly get worse than,
But I will-
than the
I will
decision they made with them.
I will say in their defense, I thought they had probably one of the best drafts of anybody out there, really.
Well, let's get into the draft stuff late in a minute, but the Deshaun Watson thing was one of the dumbest things you could have. I mean, that was like literally just. It was like the Browns said, "Hey, Jets, we'll show you how to make a bad trade and move," and then blew tons of money for a guy that has been awful since. So
Yeah. You give up your next 2 first-round picks, a couple other picks, and give $250 million fully guaranteed Deshaun Watson will never play another down for the Browns, most likely, and he's probably going to make another like $70-some million off of him.
He'll spend it on. Oh yeah, he'll be spending it on.
No. He knows how to rub. Right.
Damn it, Troy. Adam, the StreamYard link is in the Discord or wherever you found it to begin with. I have no idea where you found it to begin with. I guess it's in the Discord.
Yep. Oh, God.
Troy. No.
But yeah, like the Browns situation, that is an ugly situation right there. Because I mean, it's like I was hearing Friday night, from a Browns fan on a Twitter space. He was foaming at the mouth, pissed about Dylan Gabriel being the 3rd round pick. Then we see Shedeur getting drafted. I gotta be honest, that's a disaster situation because it's not just those two QBs. You're having to shell out millions and millions on Deshaun Watson, and you got Kenny Pickett, and you got Joe Flacco. I think the question is going to be before the end of August and before the start of week 1 of the 2025 season is who's getting cut between Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett. It's like those little Tom and Jerry cartoons where you see like Tom and another cat fight to see whoever catches Jerry first gets to stay in the house. Whoever doesn't gets kicked out of the house. That's my little analogy for the night, right there.
I think Kenny Pickett's days are probably numbered. There.
I can see I could see them honestly trying to trade like Joe Flacco cut Kenny Pickett. Just like
So either Shedeur and Gabriel battle it out for the starting job.
I'm saying just wing it because you didn't just take Gabriel. Even Gabriel they got him at he went higher than I thought he was. I thought he was going to be like a late 4th round, 5th round-ish guy. They still got him with signing bonus like $7.5 million. Shedeur, they got even more of a discount. If they can cut ties and save money and just kind of eat a year loss in a sense,
They're not paying a whole lot for either Pickett or Flacco though.
Again, as soon as you drafted Shedeur, also the Browns to me went, oh, there. Okay, the Browns organization is back. Here we go. There it is. There it is.
They showed the Browns draft room on camera like right after I made it. That Andrew Berry did not look incredibly. He wasn't jumping out of his seat. Let's just say that. I'm wondering if this move wasn't forced upon the Browns here by ownership.
Oh, the reaction
basically signed the death warrant of the Andrew Berry era. It's not a matter of if he gets fired, but when.
Yeah,
and the thing is, it's like I honestly feel I don't think he had that much of an impact in the Watson trade. I think that was mostly
all Jimmy Haslam.
Yeah.
Haslam's
I feel like Andrew Berry's a pretty good general manager. I think he understands the game. They built a good roster. Like their defense this year should be among the league's best. But I just Myles Garrett was demanding a trade. I'm surprised they came to good terms with that because I would not want any part of this organization right now.
No,
if Myles Garrett wants to leave, let him leave. Might as well get a buttload of draft pits out of it.
How'd you get in before, Adam?
I know. Can someone get Adam the StreamYard link? I don't know why he lost it. He had it and he lost it somewhere.
Here,
I didn't remove it.
I'll email it to you, Adam.
All right, cool. Yeah, the Browns were doing Browns things, but the drama with the whole drama of the draft was Shedeur like dropping like a brick, and there were so many tweets about it, and it made me go back to what I said a few months ago, going, "Wow, amazing that perhaps it's not his talent, it is the interviews." And people were like, "No one cares about that." Then you saw what happened. It's like, no, apparently maybe it was him interviewing the way he was, his cockiness, his overconfidence. He never achieved anything at a power level. And then the Dion drama too with it, kind of like the family dynamic potentially. And well, of course, Dion telling he didn't want to play for half the teams in the league, including the Browns. So that's gonna be fun to watch.
I think you're seeing somebody who overplayed their hand about as badly as possible. I think he thought teams were going to view him as a Joe Burrow type of prospect, and you're like, you're not that good. We're not going to deal with this crap on top of it.
Well, how dare you? They retired his number. How dare you disrespect the legacy of Shedeur Sanders?
How about this? I didn't even realize this. Cordell Stewart's draft number is not retired at Colorado.
No, it's not.
And Shedeur Sanders is.
Ladies and gentlemen,
imagine that you retire a guy's number a week before he goes into the 5th round of the draft.
For winning nothing. Literally nothing.
He was one game above 500 in his 2 years at Colorado.
Guess what he achieved more of than wins? Getting sacked.
ladies and gentlemen,
he was one of the best ever at that.
Charlotte Nights Live, Monday at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Adam Lamparello.
Hey guys, thanks so much for having me on. Unfortunately, my camera for some reason doesn't work. And I got to tell you, ever since my camera stopped working, the ratings for the Rutgers show have plummeted. So we got to get this thing going.
I thought they would have improved.
Oh, no. You don't have your, no.
Did you not see their spring game?
Don't you realize I'm a pretty face? I thought they were okay in the spring game. My concern about Rutgers is that they do not have enough depth and that their schedule is just too tough with Penn State, Oregon, Iowa, Illinois, Ohio State. I'm predicting 6-6 for Rutgers this year.
Oof.
Hey, it's at least I got neutral record, I guess.
All I saw was a bunch of middle school kids running around playing football. I was like, what is this? Are these guys 10th graders or something?
Spaz, you need to pack your bags because when you come to Piscataway and see New Jersey, you're never going to want to leave because you're going to love that linguine. You're going to love those women, and you're going to want to listen to Bon Jovi for the rest of your life and say, go Scarlet Knights.
Is wanting to listen to Bon Jovi supposed to be an endorsement?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, of course.
No, Spaz's wife can just act Italian and still yell at him the same manner she does.
And you guys can meet Dougie Lanzo, and he solves problems. See, you have the police in North Jersey, then you have the police.
Yeah.
Was there and outside the Shedeur thing? Because obviously watching him plummet, I mean, for me was hysterical, absolutely hysterical. I just every round I was like, what? Like when I saw Gabriel get drafted in the 3rd round, I was like, wait, what? Huh? Like what?
It feels like it was a ploy. Totally. Stephen A. even said is. It's smelling of owner collusion here. Did the 32 owners get together and say, let's just let this guy die off or what? Because Pittsburgh, New Orleans, Cleveland, they all passed on him like 4 or 5 different times each.
Yeah, that's my point.
Finally picked him up.
That's my point. It wasn't like, they're like half the league is colluding against him. Like, no, everyone passed on him like 4 times.
Everyone
passed on him 4 times. So
I mean, Tyler Shaw got drafted before him.
Yeah,
that's a bad look.
Well, yeah, Tyler Shaw
got drafted way before him. Tyler Shaw,
second round, right?
Second round.
Yeah. Tyler
early second round too. It was like pick 41 or something like that.
Well, he shot the draft boards heavily after the combine because he's a tall guy. I can't remember. He was Oregon's starting quarterback for a year, basically with Anthony Brown. He's a good 6'3", 6'4". He might be 6'5" even, and like 225, 230, 235, something like that. he's like your prototypical NFL quarterback, that you want as a pocket passer. But he's mobile; he can run. So, and he's improved. He's just dealt with injuries a little bit. But he shot up the draft board a lot. But he's not the complicated family situation or over cocky shit that you have with Shedeur.
I noticed how ESPN only showed the bad plays with him. Like there's like
I know. I saw the Twitter. It was like, this guy got drafted for Shedeur. It was like one bad pass on the combine. It's like, come on, man. Everyone makes a bad pass. That's the one you pick?
Have you seen Shedeur play?
Oh, man.
Well, I think one of the things I think we, at this time in this show, it's important to do is to extend our condolences and to maybe have a vigil for Dylan Gabriel, who was treated like a pawn in this very toxic game, thinking I'm going to Cleveland where I will have a shot, only to see Shedeur emerge later on to squash that dream. Rest in peace, Dylan Gabriel. We love you.
All right. I'm not dealing with that nonsense anymore. Adam has been removed
I thought
from
it
the
was.
show.
I thought it was just. I thought it was just because he's a quarterback drafted by the Browns, which is automatically worthy of our sympathy.
Well, I give him congratulations. But why are you drafting Shedeur then? I mean, obviously something's going on here where I think it puts Gabriel in a really bad position.
I think the Browns just said, "Hey, okay, we like Gabriel. Obviously, that's why they got him in the third round." And then Shedeur is still there, and they're like, "Wow, talk about discount quarterback. Let's go." Because Dylan Gabriel in the third round, where he got drafted with a signing bonus, apparently the contract's about
I felt bad for
$7.5 million.
Yeah, but hardly any of that's guaranteed, so it's not.
No, I know the contract, but the signing bonus with it is about $7.5 million. So then Shedeur, 2.5 rounds later, that money has gone down. So for the Browns, it's kind of a win-win.
It's like going on a date with a really pretty girl, and after the date, you say, "This was wonderful. Can we go out again?" She says, "Not well. Let's see. I'm going out with your best friend next week, and then I'll decide." It's ridiculous. They chose Gabriel. They should have gone with him. The Browns should be ashamed.
Yeah,
well, that's because you overcooked the pasta.
That's right. We like it al dente.
So are you implying that Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur are best friends, and that the Browns are a pretty girl? that is not. I don't think either one of those things.
That's
are
exactly what I'm implying, Sean. Well done. Yes.
They're more like a dried up 35-year-old.
Look, you don't do that. You pick him in the third round. He's all excited. Then you got Shedeur coming in. Obviously, they're higher on Shedeur. I don't know what message they were trying to say. It was unfair to Gabriel. Gabriel's got to leave the Browns and go to a place where he has a chance. Browns are a bunch of bums.
But what if he has a better camp than Shedeur? Then
I don't think he'll beat him out.
I don't think Shedeur's as good as he is, honestly.
I do agree with that.
I've seen both of them play live, and sorry.
There's one thing about Dylan Gabriel that drove me nuts about hearing a lot of amateur scouts talk about how his weak arm. Dylan Gabriel has a better arm than Shedeur. He throws a tighter ball with more velocity than Shedeur does. I mean, it's for sure he does.
He just didn't. Oregon didn't use his arm for longer plays because of his size. For some reason,
they didn't do it with Bo Nix the year before either.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh, the Adams device is disconnected. He's in the backstage, but he disconnected for some reason.
Okay.
There he is. Now he's back.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I love Dylan Gabriel as a third round flyer. I think he's a guy who could work.
Yeah,
like he has a little bit of Tony Romo in his game. I think.
Well, I don't want to focus on Shedeur against Gabriel because that's not the whole point of the show. When it comes to the draft, one of the interesting topics was has the Big Ten and the SEC kind of closed the gap when it comes to potential talent. And again, when I think of draft picks, I'm sorry, you can boast about we have the most whatever draft picks, whatever. What about longevity? Who gives a shit if you were number 1 overall if you flamed out in 2 years? No one cares. No one cares. But this year it was kind of interesting to see. By On3, they laid it out pretty simple. The SEC still had the most overall picks, but the Big Ten was right behind. And then there's a solid drop off after a solid
26 of the 32 first-round picks were SEC or Big Ten. 26 of 32.
Yeah,
that's insane.
I caught that from Josh Pay at the end of Thursday night. I remember.
Yeah. Yep.
That's nuts. And
so I'm thinking like from the ACC and the Big 12, there couldn't have been more than 4 between the two of them because I know Genty and Zabel, one's in Mountain West, one's an FCS team. So yeah, Big 12 and ACC not well represented at all.
Well, I got you right here. So here's a breakdown per school. The most of it were Ohio State.
What's that say at the top there?
Ohio State. The most of it were the most. Ohio State. I'm telling you, it's Ohio State. It's right here on the screen. Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Then there was Georgia.
Delaware.
Then Texas, and then Oregon, and then maybe surprisingly Ole Miss by itself.
Can we go back to what that says at the top of the screen right there? Who had the most again?
Yeah. But you won't be surprised about Ole Miss when you check out Ole Miss at the Voice of College Football, especially Ole Miss Live with Leanne Herring and friends.
That's true. But
look who had more than Alabama and Michigan.
Yeah.
Well, these are some names that you're not too surprised to see clumped together. I mean, that's pretty good. Then next, Maryland and Notre Dame together. That's a little surprising. Penn State at only 5, but that's because they kept a bunch of guys, obviously, with Aller and the running backs and stuff.
And denied Dennis Sutton.
Yeah. That's not completely surprising.
Let's look at it.
And then it's just a drop.
Hey, question over here. How many do the puppies up north get?
Puppies up north? Washington.
I believe they had 2, right?
I think it was 1.
Let's look at it again. Let's look at it.
We looked at it yesterday. It was 1 in the 7th round, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 1 in the 6th.
It was a linebacker.
Yeah, I think they might have been the last Big Ten school to actually have a player drafted.
It was a linebacker. It was like Bruner, but I think that was the only one.
What about the spoiled children kids? How many did they get?
Yeah, a couple.
Let me hold on. Let me double check
this
list. Let me double check this list. Oh yeah,
there they are. 1.
Washington with 1. Yeah, Washington with 1. USC.
Spoiled children was 2 or 3 down here.
Spaz, when I was an undergrad there
3.
at USC, I used to hit on the Song Girls, and you know what they would tell me? They would tell me to go anyway. But I was there from 93 to 97. But I'm looking at this list, and I see Penn State had 5 players drafted. You can guarantee that will decline next year because Drew Aller will make it a habit to throw the ball to the wrong team. And it's not will decline by Penn State. RIP Drew Aller. Don't remove him.
Well, this year in defense of Penn State, yeah, it's like the Penn State kept a bunch of their good players, like we just said. So that's kind of why. Otherwise, they would have had several more players drafted. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, like it sets you up better for next year. I mean, generally speaking, if you're a fan of these teams, if you're up at the top of this list, it means that you're going to have to overhaul your roster quite a bit.
I can't believe Cal even has 4 draft picks, let alone a draft pick. Honestly,
Cal has no one left on their team.
I know, right? It's like I don't even think they got a running back on their roster this year.
Or almost a quarterback yet.
Like their running back left. One of their
Hey, wait. They've got Devin Brown. What are you talking about?
It's a dung heap. It's a trash.
Devin Brown is going to lift them to the playoffs this year. Mark my words.
Oh my God!
Okay.
Somebody tell him fentanyl's bad, will you?
Hey, can we get a shout out to Ohio State? Can we get a shout out to Ohio State for being the first school to have 3 quarterbacks drafted in 1 year from the team? On the team?
Are you counting? If you're counting McCord, that just doesn't count.
McCord and Ewers,
No,
and Will Howard. Yeah,
Well,
3 quarterbacks.
And that's another thing about the Steelers. What's going to be happening for 2025? Like, good God.
Well, it's obvious that Aaron Rodgers is going to show up there.
Otherwise,
they would have drafted.
People are going to hate it. They're going to hate every.
Well, yeah, but they had to have known. Otherwise, there's no way they wouldn't have taken a quarterback before the 7th round.
Like Aaron Rodgers went from being beloved by everyone and being beloved on Jeopardy, like showing Alex Trebek the little touchdown celebration he does, to being one of the most hated men in America.
Discount double check.
I hated him on Jeopardy. I thought he had no personality. I thought he was completely stiff.
Well, I think it was because the fact they were trying to like get through like the guest hosting situation because of like Trebek dying for pancreatic cancer. But that first day where he was on Jeopardy was funny, like especially Final Jeopardy where one of the guys like who wanted to get that field goal, like that was funny.
The as to Aaron Rodgers here, but also quickly Erica here. Twice now I've emailed the entire athletic department of Merrimack. They have never got back to me. So you're correct. F Merrimack.
No, yeah.
We're done with them. This is twice I've emailed the entire athletic department.
Have you guys heard that? Did you guys hear that Deacon Hill, the star QB from Iowa,
he's going to be at Merrimack this year?
Mr. Hill was not drafted yet. I mean, I'm sorry. I think that we are underestimating Will Howard. Will Howard is smart. He knows how to process defenses. I think he's going to be a surprise quarterback in the NFL.
Ooh.
But Deacon Hill should have been drafted, and Iowa did not develop him. They should be ashamed. Erica, you should apologize, Erica.
Drafted as what? As a lineman?
Well, he's big enough and eats enough donuts he can play anywhere.
Yeah.
Put him in on 3rd down somewhere.
He's going to be in the refrigerator package.
Erica Goldberg is an Iowa fan, and she never championed Hill or his development, and she should be ashamed.
And
that'll be enough out of you, Trojan fan. You're in timeout.
Again?
For Trojan fight. Burke's in the chat. I see your question. I have started. We will get back to that. Do not let us forget. It started. It's in the backdrop, so I can pull it back up later. I just don't want to get off on a tangent of other things. But as Aaron Rodgers, look, he I don't know why when you're extremely successful and everyone loves you, just stay where you are, make your money, and retire. Go out on top. You just saw Tom Brady do it. Go to Tampa Bay, win a Super Bowl. Next year, not so great. But guess what? He went down there. He said, "Hey, I can do this." Aaron Rodgers didn't do shit. He wouldn't have got injured at the Jets because the Jets hate quarterbacks. That's a mantra of the franchise. We hate quarterbacks. So
they apparently hate winning, hate like success of any form in any form.
Oh, they love butt fumbles though.
Oh yeah. That's what they live for.
The butt fumbles.
They probably play that on the Jumbotron before every game, part of the like pump up package.
Oh man. Were there any other minus obviously we see the top schools here and then everything a cluster after this. Did we have any other shocking surprises of the draft that you can kind of pinpoint, like specifically quickly? Outside of obviously Shedeur, and even I thought Ewers actually was almost about to be undrafted.
Jackson Dart,
to be honest,
Dart was a huge surprise in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, that was
Will Johnson fell all the way to the middle of the second round. Yeah.
I was surprised.
Highly regarded cornerback from Michigan. I mean, like he was being projected like top 10 all the way until the season ended.
It's the injury, man. It was obviously an injury thing.
That's like Oregon's offensive lineman and Johnny Cornelius was top 10 draft pick going into the season, but falls to the end of the 6th round when all these other linemen were coming off the board. And Oregon lost one game, and that was in the playoff. Gabriel, I think, got sacked 5 times the entire year.
I mean, had a tackle go in the first round, though.
Huh?
Oregon had a tackle go in round 1, though, as well.
Yeah, I thought both of them could either go one in the first or at least one of them go in the second or the third. But to drop to the 6th round, I was shocked.
Yeah, I was surprised about Tyler Shaw being in the 2nd round. And I was surprised about Jackson Dart being in the 1st round. But again, if you check out Ole Miss at the Voice of College Football, you won't be surprised about Jackson Dart.
And if you check out if you watched a lot of social media the last couple of weeks, Jackson Dart was climbing. And they were talking, a lot of teams trading back into the bottom half of the 1st round to pick him. And there was a lot of talks that he was going to be picked over Shedeur. By Thursday morning, there was talks that Shedeur had already dropped to the 2nd round.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So with the 4th pick in the draft, I believe it was the Patriots drafted an offensive lineman, Will Campbell. My question is, if you had the 4th pick in the draft, would you be tempted to say, no, I don't want to waste it on offensive lineman no matter how good, and I want to go for a skilled player or a QB, or, how would you view that?
Well, I don't need a quarterback there. What I need is protection.
Yeah.
I've got a young quarterback, so I need him protected. That's probably what I would have done.
I guess I have this just weird feeling about, I don't know, maybe it's stupid, but I don't want to get an offensive lineman with the 4th pick. I want to get a superstar.
Yeah.
That's, offensive tackles tend to go pretty high, though. I mean, they're one of the highest. That's the highest drafted position outside of quarterback, really.
Yeah.
Quarterback and maybe edge rusher.
Yeah.
They all go high. There were 3 in the top 10. This year, that's pretty typical.
This draft,
they're very valued very highly.
This draft was heavy on tackles and edges, like you just said. Every 5th pick was an edge rusher of some sort. Whether it's an actual edge or an outside linebacker type of pick. But Trojan Fight brings up a good point here. I think what we saw this year was a lot of transfer guys, like Jabbar Muhammad, who went from Washington to Oregon. He went undrafted, but last year he was projected maybe 2nd round.
Yeah.
Now he's a free agent. He's an undrafted free agent. I'm sure he's gotten picked up somewhere. I haven't seen where. I'm sure he did. I haven't been keeping track the last few hours, but
Denzel Burke from Ohio State was in the similar situation. He was projected, a 1st round in a lot of mocks before the season, and fell justifiably so. He did not have an amazing year. Had some tough moments.
He did have a rough year. I know.
Yeah, he eventually got. He played no snaps in the 2nd half against Texas. He eventually just kind of got.
That Oregon game killed him.
Yeah, it really did.
Is Abdul Carter the next Lawrence Taylor?
Ooh,
very possibly.
That's too big of a burden to put on someone, but he's going to be a really good player. I can almost guarantee you that.
Really, Jackson? You were surprised by Graham Mertz getting drafted? I mean, I was
getting
too.
drafted at all, honestly.
Ahead of yours. He was ahead of yours, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
He was.
He was ahead of Rourke. But
Oh, yeah, that's right. Then Rourke.
Rourke
and
was
then
also
yours.
ahead of yours. Yeah.
And was it the Raiders took both of the quarterbacks from the FCS championship game?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, Cam Miller from North Dakota State and Tommy Mellett. I think that's his name. From
Mellick is a wide receiver.
Well, he was a quarterback at Montana. He played quarterback.
Oh, okay. But
Montana State. He's just like he's not going to play quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, they labeled him as wide receiver because I saw that and I was like, why did they take two guys from? I was like, oh, and then it refreshed, like they list him as wide receiver or something like that. I was like, huh. And I was like, damn, before yours. Yeah,
two FCS quarterbacks. I don't know. Ewers. I do kind of wonder, like, he might have been hurt really bad this year because I watched him in the Michigan game and I thought, oh, he looks good. Like this is prime Quinn Ewers. And then like the rest of the year, I just like, oh, this is rough. I don't see it at all with him. But he was battling injury the whole season.
Sean. In all fairness, Michigan was not as good as they were, except against Ohio State.
Right.
And you heard it here first. Bryce Underwood will be a bust. And I stand by that.
So, okay. Projections.
I'm generally not in favor of rooting for 18-year-olds to fail, but
he's arrogant. He should have been at LSU. He left at the last minute for the money. He's a bum.
He grew up like 25 minutes from Ann Arbor. Like, shouldn't he be there?
He should, but he decided to go to LSU and reaffirmed his commitment. Then when Michigan came up with the money, he bolted LSU. He went for the money. He's a bum. He's a tomato, as Mickey Goldmill would say.
This is the reality of college football that we live in, and we are.
I hate it.
We're having to deal with it. We're all having to deal with it, no matter what team you are. We're all having to deal with it. So
Michigan got that Portnoy money.
Buckeye fans, you need to drop all your Barstool subscriptions right now. You are only supporting this hideous, this heinous institution.
Let me see.
Yeah.
One bite pizza review.
Let me see here. What was it?
How about one bite of my ass pizza review? And then you're done.
Oh, wow. It was 5th round, actually, I think. Let me find it here.
What are we talking about? What's the topic?
We're talking about how Buckeye fans need to boycott Barstool.
Yeah,
to take down the Wolverines.
The Buckeyes are finished, and they don't realize it. They will not win another national championship for 10 years. And I will bet.
My God, 10 years. That's an eternity.
This was their one magical year. They bought their team. Everything went their way. Forget about it. They're finished. They will not win for another 10 years.
Let me see here.
Oh, I love how that seems like some sort of curse. You win a national title every 10 years. That's I mean that's more than that's about what we do anyway. That's what we've been last this decade.
In all fairness, in all fairness, I don't want to shun also or forget someone that got drafted before Shedeur. Also, Riley Leonard.
Oh, that's a win right there.
He got drafted?
He got drafted by the Colts in the 6th round at pick number 189.
Wow.
Yep, by the Colts. I think that was about 5 minutes before Irsay passed out drunk.
Mr. Leonard should enjoy it while it lasts because it ain't lasting long.
That was
especially
eight.
at the Colts.
That was 7 picks before Mertz, which was then before Will Howard and so on and so on. And of course, Cam Miller from North Dakota State.
I just wonder how bad must Sanders have been in those interviews? He must have been so terrible and done the simplest thing so wrong.
That's like what everyone is saying. Like some of the reports that have gotten leaked. They're bad.
Before I go have a cigarette, because I can't smoke indoors, I have said this for like 2 months since like the draft started, and people are like, dude, these interviews with Shedeur are terrible. And people are like, they're just reports, they're nonsense, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, someone's in there going, dude, this guy's a dick. And apparently it turns out so. He's a cocky fucking shit. And everyone passed on him. There's my F-bomb of the night. You're welcome.
Well, the thing is, it lines up so much with what we had actually seen from him in media interviews and press conferences and stuff like that. We've seen him like blame his own line for his struggles. We've seen his dad talk about what
Well, and again, Dion said, I don't want him to play for half the league. That's not a great way to go into it. I mean, like
we saw fans storm the field after an overtime win against Colorado State.
And they stormed the field over tying the game against Baylor.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, I mean, you know what? These NFL franchises, they're not impressed that you can get Snoop Dogg to the game. Like that doesn't matter.
Listen, the NFL
that doesn't matter to them. Okay.
The NFL learned their lesson after Ryan Leaf and Johnny Manziel, and then Shedeur goes in there as a combination of both of them. He's a bum.
Oh,
that's why he got drafted where he is.
He is like 5 times worse than Johnny Manziel.
I don't know. Yeah. Johnny Manziel was kind of a cocky.
At least Johnny Manziel was a drinker. You knew he was on something. Shedeur, I'm not sure. He's just a prick. But how dare Pacific Northwest you? Come on. Cocky. Do not disparage again the man who had his number retired at Colorado for achieving absolutely fucking nothing. Do not disparage Shedeur Sanders like that. Thank you. I'll do it.
I said I remember when I was writing for my college newspaper. They made me fill out a bio. I said my life's goal is to become the world's most overrated person. So I have a lot of respect for Shedeur's game. And here he has done a hell of a lot to get people to think he's worth something that he just isn't.
Oh man, this is probably from Clint Moses. After Colorado State game, Shedeur didn't shake hands, saying, "You can't with me."
Like you're talking crap after you beat an awful football team in overtime.
College game day was there. 60 minutes.
Yeah, how about like that's part of it too. Like I think that was like the 3rd or 4th most viewed game of the season that year.
Oh yeah,
was when Colorado played. It was like the
Colorado
State. Colorado State is the 3rd or 4th most viewed game of the year.
Like, why College Game Day went there was beyond me. They should have went to
the year I said like that was like one of the highest rated games of the year. That got the most eyeballs. They didn't like. He transcends.
I think they were just like watching because of Coach Prime. They didn't really care about Colorado State.
Yeah, exactly. But he transcends sports without having transcendent talent. So
how many games will ESPN or ESPN Game Day be at Colorado this year?
9.
Over under 2.
I'm gonna say none. because I'm looking at their lineup, looking at their whole season.
I mean, like the glitz and the glamour is off of the Colorado program. Like no one cares about them anymore.
Liberty, Caden Salter, or whatever from Liberty.
I think 60 minutes will go back to caring about them, but that's about it.
Maybe Dion can get back to like actually coaching and not being a promoter, and maybe
guys, imagine if you watched without knowing which round he was picked. Imagine if you watched Sanders' reaction to getting drafted. You would have sworn it was the first round. Then you find out. I mean, seriously, it was such an irony, and I think that Jalen Milroe knocked out those interviews. Shedeur made a fool of himself, and he cost himself millions of dollars.
Oh yeah, he's like Shedeur Sanders is basically the definition of those guys that you see on the westerns that go, "My pa's gonna bail me out, my brother's gonna bail me out." Like that. That's what it's kind of like. But like Jalen Milroe, I'm glad that he's with the Seahawks.
Forget about his brother as Paul. He even had the president speaking up for him.
I know, right? I was looking, I saw it
like, hey,
and
I thought we might have an executive order at the top of the second round. That
I didn't know that I didn't know Shedeur Sanders being drafted was a definition of fits in our economy, but I mean, whatever.
It reminds me.
Yeah. Forgetting it. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they offered a relief from tariffs to the Browns for drafting.
Oh. It reminds me of when I was in Las Vegas.
Shedeur Sanders is a winner. He should be on the Supreme Court. Believe me, he should be. Like whatever.
Bigly.
Jackson,
you're gonna trust me, Jimmy. Trust me, Jimmy. You're gonna win bigly. Bigly. With Donna and Shedeur.
Yeah. It's like when I was in Vegas with one of my fraternity brothers and we got pulled over and the cop asked him, "Have you been drinking tonight?" He says, "Officer, do you know who my father is?" I said, "Oh shit. We spent the night in jail." I was like, "You son of a bitch." And it's like Shedeur is the same way. Who does he think he is? And I was so pissed off because I had to call my mom. She's like, "Where are you?" I'm like, "Mom, we're in jail." It was like my cousin Vinny. "Ma, where are you?" "We're in jail." "What happened?" "Don't worry about it." It's like, give me a break. You act like an arrogant jerk. People hate you.
Your cousin Benny. My cousin.
My mom had to bail me out.
Was this down in Alabama? Were they accusing you of shooting a?
This was
shooting a clerk.
Here's the last part of the Truth Social post. He should be picked immediately by a team that wants to win. Good luck, Shedeur, and say hello to your wonderful father. It's too funny. It's too funny. I mean, you need the president to bail your ass out. Like Jalen Milroe didn't have the president trying to bail his ass out. Jackson Dart didn't have that. Oh my god.
That's so
It's too funny, man.
Yeah, like when my buddy tells the officer, "Sir, do you know who my father is?" I'm in the passenger seat. I'm like, son of a bitch. We're finished. We're finished. Get out of the car. Both of us get out of the car. I'm in handcuffs. I'm like, I didn't do anything. He's like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, I don't need this. I just want to play the goddamn slots.
What did I just walk back into?
Don't worry about it.
Forget about it. Hey, forget about it.
Forget about it. It doesn't matter. No. Moving on.
Moving on up.
Are we still on draft? Are we still on draft talk?
That's the whole topic this was.
No, that's not the whole topic. Because it's funny because we're talking about Shedeur and the whole family dynamic and all that crap.
President vouching for him. That was the funniest part right there.
We haven't talked about it here on this show. Obviously, it's been well documented and known, but is this a common theme now when you're looking at it? Because if we have to talk about college football, which this is a college football channel, by the way, people remember. Nico and the Mafia family. Adam, you're back in it. The Mafia family, that is the Nikos.
Fighting Nikos.
They are taking over the UCLA administration, basically.
Look, the trash heap. I mean, they're fleecing them out of their money. So,
and they traded a kid back to Tennessee for him.
Yeah, and then UCLA's lost like 3 more quarterbacks, and then his brother left Arkansas, and now Arkansas is suing his brother for $200,000 back, and he went to UCLA. So the family is like taking over UCLA. It's a mob hit, basically.
Oh my God! Like, did you see like that PR stunt by Nico's dad, where he was saying, "I told Nico think it through. I told him to before you make a choice, just think it 100% through." BS. That's such BS. That was just a PR damage control. Like,
I don't blame. I like a lot of people said. I don't even blame Nico. I think it's his family and his agent that are like literally screwing him over in some ways, because as we learned later on, stories were coming out where he was actually going to sit out the Ohio State game because of a dispute.
Like, when you're young,
wait. You're telling me he didn't sit out the Ohio State game?
Well, he basically did.
Like he did.
He basically did, but he was actually not going to actually be on the field. Let's put it that way.
Like,
you guys know what his NIL deal was with UCLA?
Oh yeah, it was lower than what he was getting at Tennessee.
It's like 1.75,
and then Cali taxes.
Mm-hmm.
You know who Nico reminds me of? Did you ever see Rocky III, the character Clubber Lang?
Yep.
With his crappy manager, no strategy, just all brute and no intelligence whatsoever. This is how I feel like they've managed him. They've managed him into the ground. And it's sad for a young man to not only lose money, but to lose his reputation like this. So in that regard, I feel bad for him.
Well, that's all I mean.
That's a good point. I mean, Nico has got to take some agency over his own future here soon. Yeah. I mean, like if people are going to like, he's going to have to grow up pretty fast, probably. If people are, if his inner circle is going to be like this selfish and screw him over, this short-sighted,
Yeah, well, my supervisor called me into his office literally on Friday with a big smile on his face. He said, "I want to tell you something, Adam. We have great news for you. You're getting a $1,500 raise for next year." And you know what? I thought of these college football players. I'm getting a $1,500 raise, and he's smiling like I should celebrate. This is ridiculous. All right? This guy was making $2.4 million, and that wasn't enough, and he was going to sit out against Ohio State. He's a bum.
Well, and this is the question. So this is the question. There are so many stories going on about this. And it was like, okay, so just let's round it. He was getting $2 million. Then there's stories like, oh, he saw Carson Beck going to Miami and getting this much money. When Carson Beck might not even start the season because of the injury still and recovery. But we don't know what Carson Beck's actual number is. They say it's 3.5, 4 million. We don't know if that's true. But then you pressure them into going, hey, I want to up mine from 2 to 4 million. And you are just arguably a mid SEC quarterback.
Yeah.
And shout out Josh Heupel for nipping it in the butt and going, no, but this has been going on beforehand. This is coming down to his family and his agent just being absolute just douchebags, basically. And I feel for Nico because I don't think he was involved directly with it. Because I'm sorry to come back out later and go, oh, I went to UCLA, I took less money, more taxes because of the playbook for NFL prospect. Don't give me that. Don't even play that game. Yeah. UCLA is a better prospect for you playbook wise for the NFL. Don't even play with it. Don't even do it. That's absolute bullshit.
No, I think we're going to look back eventually at the nascency of this NIL and portal era, and realize it was a great time for sharks to come in and exploit and take advantage of these kids, and college administrations and football staffs were just completely unprepared for it, and we're going to hear a lot of stories about a lot of lives that were broken under like really sad circumstances. And that's unfortunate. Obviously. I mean,
Hey Sean. Can you shut the hell up? Hey David, new viewer. Let's go. Love it.
What up, David?
Let's go.
Welcome to the voice of college football.
Maybe the worst time you could have ever joined for the first time, but hey, we love it. Appreciate it. Hope you stick around.
Well, one thing is for sure, before we continue with our Nets point, we've got 118 days till week 0, 123 days till week 1 Saturday, 124 days till Colorado, Georgia Tech, Auburn, Baylor, 125 days till week 1 Saturday, 126 days till Notre Dame, Miami, Virginia Tech, South Carolina, and 127 days till the start of the Bill Belichick era on Labor Day in Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
Hey, can someone tell Clint to shut his mouth? Quinn Ewers, one of the 3 great Buckeye QBs taken in the NFL draft this weekend.
You're stretching that Buckeye. That Buckeye
There we are.
Right there.
We broke the record this weekend. We're at 14, and yeah, we don't get credit for McCord or Ewers. Here, come on.
Man.
Guess that's it.
I like how teams are like claiming certain players after like 1 year, 2 years away. I'm like, like Spaz brought up yesterday. He brought up.
Did you wait? Did you see those 2 amazing handoffs Ewers made against Michigan State?
Oh man, those are amazing. But Spaz brought up Bridges, Tyquez. Tyquez Bridges, going from Florida, and I was like, dude, he hasn't been with us for like 2 years. We're not claiming him. What are you talking about? It's been 2 years. And everyone, special shout out too as we introduce the wall. Ah, shit, he's back.
He's the co-host of the Scarlet Blue Show and the host of the Ohio State Primetime Live Show, the Buckeye Brigade, and the co-host of the College Show with Brian Stanners on Ohio State, the Voice of College Football, Garrison Gaddy.
Get Garrison the hell out of here. We don't need go back to text, Garrison. Argue with Grim for a while, will you?
No, I've been looking for you in spaces. I gotta get lucky to see you, man. I thought you were always there.
I bounce in and out now. I was there the other day with you and when you and Grim were yakking.
Yep. Ben, by the way, I like the new hairdo. I see what you did, man. You look snazzy.
I have to get on those boys' asses for sending me that tree stump with the thing because the lacquer melted all over my guitar amps.
Okay.
I have
Jackson,
literally I have lacquer on both the guitar. I had to throw it away.
You're doubly out now.
Well,
you're numbered by Ohio State and Oregon.
And then Jackson, always good to see you. Sean, always see you on Voice of College. Good to see you too, bud.
It's always good to see you too, Garrison. How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good. I was actually just watching a movie with my friend, and then I don't know, have you guys ever seen the movie Creep and Creep 2?
Oh, I need to see that.
It's wild. It's kind of hilarious, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Wow.
I like it. How are you guys doing tonight? What are you guys talking about?
We're talking about our takes on the NFL draft and going over portal recaps. We're going over how awful the Iamaleava dad is.
Huh.
We may have touched on the Shedeur situation for a minute or two.
Just for a couple minutes. Just a couple.
Yeah. What does that mean? Also,
you guys all got mad at me because I said that I offer my condolences to Dylan Gabriel for being teased as a legitimate competitor for the quarterback job, only to see them pick Shedeur later on. It was a terrible move to draft 2 quarterbacks. In loving memory, Dylan Gabriel.
Adam, I will boot you.
Don't
right
remove
off
me
the
again.
panel.
You did it once already. Hi,
Yeah,
Garrison.
I think what's going on in NYU, man? How you doing, man? I think the reason I do subscribe to the fact that if you're gonna pick Shedeur later in the draft, what was the point of doing that? But I think part of it is because they already have a crappy quarterback room, right? Deshaun Watson's out the door pretty soon, and yeah, you went and got Shedeur, but I think the reason for getting Dylan is that you still have someone else in there to battle for whoever has that third spot, and then also because clearly you don't have this in Shedeur, you have a grown up, you have an adult in the room with Dylan Gabriel. So,
well, and you got Shedeur at like a super discount.
oh yeah, no, I was talking to my friend about it. I told my friend about it. I said, like, man, it's so wrong what they did to him. I said, about it in reality, I mean, it's just a really good business move. I mean, because like the chances are, like you're playing the law of averages, right? Like, say you draft him that high, you're $30 million down the hole if he doesn't work out. But let's say if he doesn't work out, okay, it's not much. It's not a penny off of you. And if he does work out, great, you got a quarterback. So,
and now what? If you take two of them, you double your chances. You go from maybe a 6% chance of hitting your quarterback to a 12% chance. Yeah, so why not?
Well, and you didn't blow a lot of money,
Mm-hmm.
So in a way, it's kind of smart. But the Browns do Brown things, so whatever.
They're morons over at the Cleveland Browns.
That they are.
Well, I currently I'm currently in the NFL fan portal. I have after 32 years of being a loyal Cowboys fan. I don't know if I can. It's tough, man. I don't even.
You didn't like the draft, Garrison?
Not one bit. And the thing is, like the guy from Alabama, what's his name? Jack
Booker. Tyler Booker.
No.
Yeah, Tyler Booker. I'm curious to see what's going to be happening with him in Dallas.
Exactly. I mean, we lost our Hall of Famer at guard, so I understand it. He's the type of guy you want to play football with. We needed a wide receiver, and Emeka Egbuka was right there. And it's.
I'll give you that.
I think Jerry Jones just saw an offensive lineman named Tyler, and he couldn't pass it up.
Dude,
you had Tyler Smith, Tyler Biadasz.
Yeah, Babish. Yeah, Babish.
Yeah. I mean, hey, you've had success with offensive lineman named Tyler.
You're right, and it sucks because a lot of people give Jerry flack and say, "Oh, he doesn't know football." Well, Jerry has Super Bowls. Jerry is, for all that don't know, if you're too young, he is a national champion in college football, Arkansas. So it ain't like he don't know football. It's just
he just let those Super Bowls go to his head in the 90s.
He's just a little misguided. And down with Ohio State here. Someone did not like the representation. So
dude,
David West
says, go blue and hail to the victors.
I mean, what's that apostrophe there? Who is that? Is that a family? The victors.
I'm going to take that as a projection. Even Urban Meyer said Ohio State will lose to Michigan for
the victors. The victors what? What?
I heard that, Ben.
Will Ohio State lose 5 in a row?
Urban Meyer apparently said it. So
I don't think we'll lose this year, and yeah, it's easy to say that every year. But I base that off of just I separate as a team. I separate it every season from the last. So I mean, going into this year, we should beat them. In Ann Arbor, we should, but you got to go and do it.
This is the thing I tell everyone every year. We talked about this last year on different shows. Rivalry game, man. The wildest things happen in rivalry games.
Yes, they do.
I'll be surprised this year if the game has the national interest it's had in years past. Ohio State is Ohio State, so They'll probably be in the playoff hunt at least.
Why wouldn't it? Because of the potential of 5 years in a row.
No, it will.
No, but I mean, like, it's different than on 22 and 23 when they're walking in undefeated.
Yeah, like I think like it'll still have top 3 ratings in the nation at the end of the season, but I think the impact of the game won't be the same, and a lot of that has unless they are in the playoff hunt. Like, and for us Ohio State fans, I'll put it this way: for us Ohio State, Michigan fans, it'll be big. For people outside of the conference, no.
Well, yeah, this last year, for instance, I mean, of course, that took away the Big Ten title potential for Ohio State, so that had an actual effect on the season. But this year, it will be interesting to see where both teams are going into that.
And it's interesting. And this is probably the hardest year in recent memories to project what that game is going to be at the end of the year, because I don't think anyone has a firm grasp on what either of these teams are going to be this year or so.
No, I kind of I have this. I guess I'm kind of spoiled as an Ohio State fan. I just assume the offense will be okay. So at the end of the day, what I don't want is Ohio State to be in a position like in 2018 where we have to score 40 points to make sure we win. But I think they'll be fine. What did you guys think about Quinn Ewers and falling to the last quarterback taken?
Yikes!
I looked at the financial figures at Quinn Ewers. He's only getting $800,000, I believe, from the Dolphins, and he would have gotten more than $1 million had he returned to college for another year for 2025 and entered the portal elsewhere. If I were Quinn Ewers, I'd have just read the room and just said, "Hey, I'm going to the portal. See ya. I know you're phasing me out for Arch Manning, so bye-bye."
There was a post I saw, and I think this is probably complete crap, that said he had an $8 million offer to enter the portal.
No. So I think Josh Payne said the numbers for him were around like up to 4.
Yeah. I saw the $8 million also, and I was like, "There's no
way,
absolutely no way." I'm sorry.
But I will say, like, what Pate also said, which I do agree with this. I mean, like, with the money he's made, his family's like, he's gonna be fine. He's made a lot of money already.
Did you see how many heads he had in the background during the draft?
I'm like, well, I'm
the Jackson Derby. I mean,
hey, look, man, I'm a Midwest guy.
I swear I did not see that. I did not.
I was impressed by it. That was a lot of trophies.
One of the best tweets I saw during it was like, every time he's not drafted, every pick, he kills another animal.
But in all honesty,
there are no more deer left in Texas now.
Oh man. That was impressive. I will say that was an impressive little hall or living room, whatever the hell he was in. It was a large room. That was impressive.
But like, it was just interesting because like Cam Ward, because of like his body type, his athleticism, he has a lively arm. That's one thing. I don't think there's any other quarterback in this class that has more arm talent than Quinn. So I wonder how bad that shoulder is. I feel bad for him, but Quinn, if you just stayed in Columbus.
Oh, okay, yeah. Tell that to McCord. Tell that to McCord too.
Oh yeah, he should have come back to.
Yeah, that's Ohio State, the first school to ever have 3 quarterbacks taken in the same draft.
Yeah,
Jesus,
that's funny.
Here we go again. Here we go.
The Steel. I'm curious to see what the new Days of Our Steelers videos will be on the Urinating Tree channel. Like, he's gonna be creating all kinds of fun videos on that. Like the Days of Our Steelers. There you go. Have a good smoke like Ben is.
I need to go have another smoke.
But I will say though, like, oh, sorry.
No, I was thinking,
Well, I noticed that Alabama in the portal, I know that they didn't lose anybody in the portal, but they added 2 tight ends. That's a huge win right there. Because I was looking on the Bama Standard Network on a Monday morning a week or so ago, and Stephen M. Smith I asked him, who do we need for the Crimson Tide for the portal? He said offensive line and tight ends. Well, we got Jack Samarco from West Virginia, and we got Brody Dalton from Troy. Now, Brody Dalton has been loyal to the state of Alabama. Like, he may have transferred twice, but he's been loyal. Left Troy for UAB, then left UAB to Bama. I'm curious to see what's going to happen for 2025 with the tight ends.
He's gonna transfer to Auburn, probably.
I doubt it, because this is last year.
Oh, okay. What is eligibility nowadays?
I don't know. Sounds like a fun word.
Did you guys get a chance to did you guys get a chance to check out the Wolverine spring game?
Ooh.
Pregame?
I did not. I know it aired today or yesterday. Late.
It aired today at 11. Yeah.
Today? Okay.
Was it a Big Ten Network?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so I should be able to get it.
Well, they time. I mean, outside of tape delaying it for a week.
Okay.
I thought they did a good job of making sure no one got to see that trash by placing it at 11. Everyone's at church at that time. No one's checking back. So no, it was interesting. I mean, the defense looks like. I mean, I expect the Michigan defense to look good. Corners is interesting. They do have Shamari Earls, 6'2" freshman, really athletic. Got some learning to do, but he can be really good. Linebackers are very good. Ernest Hausman, comes back. I think, he's a really good guy. That's not, defense doesn't worry for them. Offensively, and I have a bunch of notes, and I'll talk about them tomorrow on Ohio State primetime. But the offensive line looks better. Left tackle they don't have right now. Wide receivers, McCulley's gonna be the only guy they really have from Indiana from 2 years ago. That was the last time he really played. Outside of that, it's nothing but pure garbage at wide receiver. Tight ends gonna take a drop off, but tight ends should still be good. Running backs are better. Quarterbacks.
And
they'll be better than the Underwood should be better than what they had last year.
No, he is better than what they had last year. But I try to caution people this, like, and Jackson. I mean, you're a Bama fan, so you can understand this with all the litany of quarterbacks you guys have had, like Ohio State. A freshman's still a freshman, especially at quarterback.
Yeah,
it's like I remember Braxton Miller his freshman year at Ohio State. It wasn't pretty.
He got forced in under like bad circumstances that year. Terrell Pryor left in the offseason that year. And the other, who was that guy who started the year?
Joe Bowerman.
Joe Bowerman. He was so bad. He was just unbelievably awful.
No, and you're right. But I think it's the same situation, just in different circumstances.
Yeah.
Where Bryce is pushed into this because they continuously recruit car salesmen and accountants for quarterbacks. So, not NFL players. So
there we go.
Mm-hmm.
And David West, thank you for the $2 contribution. He says, thanks for having me, and go blue.
Thanks for the $2, Dave.
But yeah, I'm curious to see what's going to happen for the rest of May, because, I mean, that means we're getting close to preseason magazines coming up. Like, favorite time of the year.
What are you guys looking at, just in terms of college football in general? Like, what's one thing you're looking forward to going into this next season?
I'm ready for those games to start.
Jack, I feel you, man. I feel you.
Waiting for week 0.
Yeah, week 1 can't come fast enough for me. I've been waiting. I ever since I saw that Texas game on the schedule, I've been waiting for that.
Yeah, I kind of wish this year that was not. We didn't have that game week 1 this year.
It's not a fun game to have week 1.
I wouldn't have. I would have been okay with it last year. Like, okay, we've got the veteran team. We're coming in like this. You know, we don't need a season to. We don't need 3 weeks to figure out position battles here. You know, this year's a little bit different. I'm like, yeah, this is
no.
You know,
Sean, you make a good point.
Yeah. But it's fine. You don't know what the situation is going to be when you schedule these games, and the good thing is I don't think this game will probably end up mattering all that much, you know, in the end. So
now you guys are going 9-3 this year, anyways.
I mean, look, man, listen,
it's possible.
I've been watching
Penn State
football
since
2000. And I have seen that 3 times. You know, there's a lot of years.
I don't see the Buckeyes going 9-3, but maybe that's
it's hard to see, man. Because I think what people expect, like, yeah, I remember this. Yeah, you have the game in the last week of November against the Wolverines. That that game is it's a game of its own. I think it's a lot to ask for Ohio State to lose to Penn State and Texas at home in the same year.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would not be a classic Ryan Day era team if they lost both of those games. Like it would be kind of a step down from what they've done.
That would be 9-3 for us would be the equivalent of 7-5 for Michigan.
Yeah.
Which is what they went last year.
I'll tell you, Michigan fans. You how many times since like 2000 you said?
3 times Ohio State's gone under 10 wins.
10 wins. Okay.
3
Michigan's
times,
gone under 7-5, probably more than
2000, 2001, and 2011.
Yeah. 2004.
Yeah.
When's the last time Ohio State lost 2 games in a year?
Like in a regular season?
That was the classic under Ryan Day. You lose like 1 game during the regular season, and
you mean like regular season spaz? Like 12 games?
Yeah.
2 games. Last year we lost 2 games in the regular season.
Well, yeah, that's true, but I mean,
and then 2020.
Yeah.
Well,
the Oregon, but both years we lost to Oregon and Michigan.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I remember 2009 where they lost to USC. And
okay, outside of those, Ohio State doesn't lose 2 games in a regular season very often.
Hey man, Ryan Day is consistent. My God.
Yeah. I mean, like, Tressel was super consistent. Urban was super consistent. And
no, I know. I'm just laughing at the consistency of losing to Michigan and Oregon the same time. The only time you have 2 losses in the season.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody know what's going on over here in chat?
I have no idea. I'm looking at it right now.
I can only imagine what shenanigans these picks are up to.
I do see. I don't know if we pulled it up. So it's my bad too.
I guess there might be some drama. I just realized this.
Yeah, we don't really care about the drama. Moving on.
Every time Michigan fans invade the chat, this just happens.
Yeah, I let the chat just do their own thing sometimes. That's why I'm like, don't read the chat sometimes.
Exactly.
Just let them do their own thing. It's fine.
If there's anything going really bad, you blow this sound effect. Okay, Spaz, watch.
But David West, one, appreciate you coming in as a new viewer, and hopefully you're going to come back. And always appreciate super chats. It helps the network out a lot, and hopefully you'll come back at least here on the Voice of College Football After Dark show. Every other Sunday, but during the season we're here every week. So hopefully you'll come out and you'll check out all the other stuff and some of the networks and your favorite team.
All right, gentlemen.
Year round.
Well, you all have a good night. It was good talking to you, Sean.
Check out
always.
Garrison Gaddy and the magic that he's creating on the Ohio State Primetime Show, the Buckeye Brigade, all on Ohio State at the Voice of College Football. Give him a follow on Buckeye_Gaddy on @/Twitter and on _Dean Jr. on Instagram. But also check out his other show with Bryce Sack, and aka his lifelong friend, on the Scarlet Blue Show, where they make magic all over the place for giving their takes on Michigan, Ohio State. Let's get them to 500 subs. Let's help them get there.
God, yes. Oh,
Yeah,
and then Jackson, of course, before I go, roll tide, roll. See
Roll Tide, OH.
IO.
Did we lose Adam, by the way?
Yeah, he's gone. Something happened. He was like,
He had to go bed.
That's Garrison of the Buckeye Channel. Great talk. Great conversation with him. Great coverage. Do go check them out. Go check them out for sure. Chat is getting squirrely tonight, and Dave Walensky is horribly dyslexic, so the chat doesn't bother him. Lucky you, Dave. Lucky you, Dave.
Anyway, what were topics we left out on?
I have no idea.
Obviously not.
Well, we're there. Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure we're just
not much other draft topics here. We were. A lot of the top schools had huge, like, there were 4 schools that had double digits. Is that right?
Yes, there were.
Yes.
There 4. It was Oregon, Texas, Georgia, and Ohio State.
Yeah, that feels like that might be a record, and that's probably maybe a byproduct of the portal era of more talent, NFL talent, seeping up to these power programs. Do you feel like that's probably the case?
Well, there's one team that we haven't really talked about in the portal that's been winning a hell of a lot, especially on offense. The Oklahoma Sooners.
Oh, yeah.
But they only have 2 guys drafted this year. Maybe that'll change.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because like the fact of the matter that they got John Mateer from Washington State just to kind of, and then they got Ott from Cal. I mean, that's a huge win right there.
Well, with Mateer, of course, Oklahoma got Washington State's offensive coordinator, so it kind of made sense, Follow your OC.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like the fact of the matter is, like, if Oklahoma can have a turnaround season in 2025, that not only saves Venable's job, but it also helps Ben Arbuckle a little bit because, like, he'll be a huge coaching candidate if that happens. But I mean, am I kidding? He seems like a good coaching candidate anyway.
Yeah, that's It was a bit. I mean, I know Arbuckle had to go somewhere, but taking over an Oklahoma team that was like one of the worst programs in the country on offense last season, and just to be like, I don't know, we're gonna like find. He's probably got Venables has probably got to give the keys completely over on that side of the ball to Arbuckle. And not meddle around too much.
And in all fairness to Oklahoma, I mean, their like top 5 wide receivers were like completely injured last year.
Horrible.
So yeah. So in all fairness, no matter who you were as a quarterback, I mean, who are you throwing to? The sideline. I mean, basically, like. So in all fairness,
did anyone else, like Jackson? Do you know where that Michael Hawkins ended up?
Michael Hawkins, he's somewhere.
Yeah.
But I mean, like Cal losing all those running backs, that's just terrible.
Cal has lost like everyone. It's a mass.
Michael Hawkins is still at Oklahoma.
He's still there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I just saw a new one.
Oh,
An Alabama kid called Isaiah Bond, Texas wide receiver, claiming to be the Falcons GM and claiming to hand the phone to Arthur Blanks. They were going to turn the pick in. And Isaiah was ecstatic, and he said, "Yes, sir, roll tide," and hung up.
God.
wow.
Yeah, I mean, like what kind of low life do you have to be to
That's
like
dirty shit.
to get a kick out of something like this? I just like.
Oh,
I know in the end no one gets hurt and everyone is fine, but there's something like wrong with your DNA if you get pleasure out of that. It's just like no,
Yeah.
I don't trust you with my kids ever. If you did something like that.
yeah, we didn't even talk about that whole thing, like with the
Oh,
prank call to Shedeur.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I don't feel bad for the kid because he put himself out there. I'm like, you're an idiot. And
They filmed it. They filmed it.
I mean, like that's sick, and like the whole thing was sick. But
In a way, though,
it's a dumb kid. It's a dumb kid, right?
In a way, though, it's hysterically pleasing and funny at the same time. It's the most savage and just despicable sense of humor you have to have.
But
it's awful, but still.
In a way, I felt like it kind of backfired because when I watched the video, Shedeur like immediately knew something was up.
Yeah, because he's like, "What the fuck? Nobody's got this number except for the coaches. How does this?"
Yeah, and like I watched that. And I'm like,
pissed.
wait. This number is not on any of this list and stuff. I'm like, you like, and then it sounded like they immediately crumbled. Like, you know, he kind of interrogated them, so they didn't really get him at all on this. Like, it's not like there was ever a moment where there was a yay, everyone's happy. It was like everyone was immediately suspicious.
Yeah, it wasn't a long conversation. It was literally just like, oh, hey, yeah, we're calling here. Yeah, okay,
yeah. And then like you never saw anybody like celebrating at all when that happened. So it's like, yeah, you kind of got owned by making this call. Like, you look like an idiot. You look like a fool. You didn't get the reaction at all that you wanted.
It was still funny. I mean, shout out, at least props to like try to instigate something. It was funny because the way it was just going in the draft, it just was like a topper for everyone watching. You know, it's just like, jeez. Man. Oh, there you go. There you go, Ohio State. What happened, Burks?
God.
Oh, I thought it was what happened, Burks as in
no
Denzel Burks. It was the other Burks in the chat. Never mind. Yeah. Sorry, my apologies. I forgot. He's not on my screen right now. There he is.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that moron Diesel Free getting his butt kicked in a debate. So he's like, oh, no, it's like, yeah, he ain't done, Creep. Like, whatever. He ain't leaving anywhere. It's like, that's such bullshit.
Well, did he come in the chat?
No, he comes in the chat. He comes in here and there. Like, it's like, yeah. Like, the Ohio podcast has called his ass out. Like, bro, you're damaging our fan base. Like, you're hurting our reputation. Like, oh my God. Like, when he was doing that talking shit to John Kennedy from Always Irish. Like, bro. Like, yeah. And apparently I saw like one short where he had like a clip where he was just acting like a big badass, where he was dancing to some Eminem song where he's like, I'm owning Pigskin Pete, and Uncle Liz like, bro, they're not even thinking about you. They're not even thinking about you. Like, I'm so sorry you had to deal with that, Bert.
Oh, did you all see the latest news that hit today? And yes, this is college football related.
Ooh, let's hear it.
Ooh.
Let's hear it.
Breaking news. Where's my banner?
It's in another folder.
Damn it. Anyways, breaking news. People are pretty much convinced after today's 60 Minutes interview with Coach Bill Belichick and his 24-year-old girlfriend that sources are pretty confident that she is a hired escort.
Ooh.
Is that for real?
Yes, that's on Twitter right now.
But who are you getting it from?
It's just a lot of people are talking about it. They think that.
Who's the lot of people?
Just people on Twitter.
Just that's a credible group of people.
It's nothing credible. It's just, I think it's funny because he did cut the guy off twice when he tried to ask how they met.
Yeah.
And she basically tried to make sure Bill did not answer that question.
I mean, yeah, Drew makes. I mean, obviously, it's funny to me. Drew makes a good point. It's like, who cares? They're both adults. Exactly. I mean,
one is barely. Well, honestly, they are both barely adults because one's barely of age and one's barely alive.
Yeah.
So.
Well,
let Belichick enjoy his elderly years. God damn it.
Yeah, Troy's got it. She was working as a waitress at a cocktail bar.
Well, that makes me that sounds like a congresswoman that I know of. Oh, we're not going to politics. We're not going to politics.
It sounds like a couple that I know of, and that's bipartisan there. So
I mean, what do you guys think?
Oh, I saw. Yeah, I did see a little bit of Belichick on the CBS Sunday Morning interview they did because he's got a new book coming out.
I think Bill Belichick will do a good job turning around the North Carolina defense. They really needed a proper overhaul.
Him and Steve Belichick, his son. I think they'll be good for like 2 years. I mean, obviously the plan is to hand the team to Steve. That's the plan.
I'm sure, like Jordan, Belichick's girlfriend, is gonna be a part of that staff for whoever knows how long she's gonna be there. Honestly, I mean, she's got to be a part of the portal staff and the recruiting staff.
They're going to hand the reins to her when Bill's done.
They're gonna hand it off to Steve Belichick. Like, just be like, show the players some leg action.
They should be married.
No, she's gonna be a part of the recruiting staff, like that one girl was, and he got game with Ray Allen.
Oh.
Yeah, she's probably gonna show like some leg action to high school.
I thought you were gonna say she's gonna be super personal and be like the Hugh Freeze, just in her.
I basically said the same thing.
That's what I thought you were going for.
Yeah, not enough people have watched He Got Game. That is an excellent movie.
Oh yeah,
Denzel Washington, Ray Allen, a surprisingly good actor in that movie.
He should do some Netflix movies.
North Carolina will be fun. That's going to be a team to watch this year.
Oh, man.
Even if you're not a Tar Heel fan or ACC fan, it's just the dynamic.
Yes, Rosario Dawson. Right. That is absolutely She was the Jordan Hudson. Is that her name? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rosario Dawson.
She was the Jordan Hudson of Big State basketball.
We got a North Carolina team now too in here.
You didn't know there was a North. You didn't know there was a North Carolina show. Damn it! Pay attention.
Every time I turn around, they're adding 5 more.
We're getting everyone up in this.
Yeah, Myron Ray and Joel Rice host Tar Heels Live Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, where they go over their takes on the North Carolina Tar Heels Tuesday nights. Stay tuned for more.
We're getting everyone up in here.
Yeah,
love it.
You're damn right. We're gonna get Penn State.
How many do we have up here now?
Well, we got a lot. Well, we got a lot of SEC teams. Most of the SECs filled up. There's 10 Big Ten teams that have a show, but surprisingly, there's not a Penn State show or a Wisconsin show. But that will be coming soon. That is coming soon. I know. There's gonna be some people hosting that show. I don't know for sure. There should be a Washington show, if I take a guess. There's a Maryland.
Should be.
Yeah, I mean Wisconsin, Washington.
There should be a Washington show, but
I agree.
We should reach out to the kid we had on, Ben, and see if he wants to.
Yes, he's locked on Washington. He's good.
And he does Huskies Wire. I believe.
Yeah, it's like he's good. Those two.
But he might know somebody. He might know somebody who could do it.
I'm sure they're coming, but Roman and him are.
Pickles, where you at?
Sergeant Pickles.
No,
Sergeant Pickles.
Get us in contact.
Oh,
is there a Beaver? Oh, wait, they're not. Sorry, Clint. I forgot you guys aren't in a Big 5 anymore.
You can tear into him, Clint. I will let you say whatever you want. I will post it on the screen. Tear into him, Clint. Yeah, the network is growing. It's good to see. So that's why we say.
Is Jonathan Smith running the Beavers?
He's at
football.
Yeah, he's at Believe in Oregon, I believe. Yeah. Here we go. Okay.
No, Jonathan Smith.
No, Jonathan Smith's Oregon State. Jonathan Stewart is former Oregon State player, but
former Oregon player.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Yeah, you guys.
You're getting twisted. I got it.
You got the hell out of
Jackson.
I'm losing brain cells a little bit.
I just lost brain cells.
Yeah, I'm losing brain cells.
I was making a joke about Jonathan Smith leaving Oregon State and going to Michigan State and then hosting the Oregon State boys college football show.
Yeah, but as a matter of fact,
you thought I was talking Stewart.
Yeah. I don't even know what the hell I'm thinking tonight, but
just kill me.
Yeah, but yes, if you have suggestions for teams without a host, email Mark at markrogerstv@gmail.com or voiceofcollegefootball@gmail.com.
And
if you got if you guys suggested for Arkansas, Kentucky, a co-host suggestion for Auburn, Missouri, Illinois, suggestions for Penn State, Wisconsin, Washington,
a new co-host for the Oregon channel.
Or
yeah, Ben's leaving. You know.
You need a backup in case the Feds ever catch up to either one of these guys.
That is true.
But yes, if you BYU show, North Carolina State show, Louisville, Wake Forest, any of the teams in the ACC that don't have a show yet, Big 12, the rest of the Big 10, the rest of the SEC, or Group of 5, if you have a suggestion for any team, any of those teams, any team in all college football, email Mark at markrogerstv@gmail.com or voicecollegefootball@gmail.com. No, Boston College does not have a show for the Voice College Football. There is a Boston College channel, but there is not a Boston College Live for the Voice College Football. If you have any suggestions, email Mark at markrogerstv@gmail.com or voiceofcollegefootball@gmail.com. Darrell is not on the Kentucky show. There's not a Kentucky show, but if you have a suggestion for Kentucky, email Mark at markrogerstv.
There were too many comments I wanted to get to, like that one. I was like, no, Darrell won. He would rage quit about 5 games into the season. Be like, basketball time.
I quit. I'm ready for basketball. Hey, I'm going to just watch my Kansas City Chiefs win the Super Bowl and be happy. You got that?
And Burks, Mark, I don't think I'll ever have a college basketball. Any college basketball channels or shows.
Hey, look,
that would be a good.
We got a co-host for Minnesota.
In basketball, it takes a lot. He's going to have to have a lot of guys. Boston College would be a good one, though. I would love to do the Minnesota show's co-host. So we can find an actual host. Well, Dave, like we said, email Mark and be like, hey, I'm interested, and put your name in the pool.
Yeah, email Mark at markrogerstv@gmail.com or voicecollegefootball@gmail.com, and TJ Ronan, the operations manager for the Voice College Football, and Chris Sadler, the content manager for the Voice College Football, will tell you what's up. They will tell you more.
Yeah. Those Phoenix, man. University of Phoenix representing. Love it. Gotta love it. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad, Troy. Not a downgrade, not a disrespect to you. Southern New Hampshire.
I'll be honest,
I don't even know what their mascot is. I don't even know it, but I have a degree from them. I don't even know what their mascot is.
Greg's right. Michigan did cover college basketball on their channel.
There are covering basketball. There are
Florida cover basketball. We at Alabama at the Voice College Football cover basketball.
You guys do a little bit, right,
Jackson? Yes, we did. We did a little bit of college basketball.
Not a lot, but yeah,
a little bit. Yes,
we talked a little bit of basketball in the tournament, a little bit spaz, but yeah, we didn't. During the season, we didn't talk about much.
Burks, if you're here we go. Here we go. Yes. There's no Stanford show, Burks. Like there's not a locked on Stanford show, let alone a Stanford Live on the Voice College Football. But I will go ahead. Here we go. Hey,
Burks, if you want to know Stanford football, just email. Damn it, what is his name?
Mark.
Andrew Luck at andrewluck.com. And he might help you.
The pitcher show.
I mean, he's out there taking snaps with the first team offense.
That is true.
I'll tell you this: we should get a Voice of Women's College Basketball show hosted by Erica Goldberg. That's what we need in this program.
Yeah.
You already missed the pitcher show, Dave. What do you mean by that? What does he mean? Like no face reveal? Like
I don't know. We have a lot of ideas floating around, but the main point is if your
it's over the 2-hour mark and you haven't left.
The main point is if your team is not represented on the Voice of College Football, or you have an idea, even just an idea, or like what was said, I could be a co-host. Email Mark, as was put out by Jackson, at the Voice of College Football, Mark Rogers TV Gmail, or the Voice of College Football Gmail, and just pitch the idea or put yourself out there. That's how I became the Oregon initial host, to then bring on Spaz, as well as create the After Dark show. All you have to do is get involved, pitch some ideas, and if they stick, they stick. And hey, we're going to our 4th season now of the After Dark show. So that's all it takes.
There you go.
Any other?
We're going to get all the Power 4 teams lined up for the boys' college football. We're making sure of that.
Oh yeah, and there'll be some others. I'm sure that will come along, independents and stuff, of course, because some other channels have dropped off a little bit for hosting. So hopefully those will get taken care of, especially before the season starts. Is there any other final thoughts of the transfer or draft, gentlemen?
Don't be Cal. Don't be Justin Wilcox.
Yikes!
I don't know. Have we covered? Is there any more we can talk about the Shedeur scandal?
No.
Sean, has
Ben
your
will be-
hold on? I have to ask a fair question here, Sean. Oh shit! Sorry, I didn't mean to remove you, Sean. Has your
Yeah, you did.
Oh, okay. It's the lighting. I was like, did your beard go sideways? It was the lighting.
No, it's the Geico caveman.
It literally looked like this side was gone. It was all over here. It was the lighting. Okay. I had to full screen it to see. I was like, what is going on right now?
No, I have telepathic control over how my beard grows. And I just like to fuck with you guys. So
I had to trim mine to get rid of some of the gray hairs.
Hmm.
No, don't get used to this. I actually have an appointment with my barber tomorrow. So this will be styled differently next time I'm on here.
Sean has a barber. Ooh.
What do we got coming up, guys?
Well, we got a huge lineup for Mondays because like I don't think Iowa primetime live, huh?
For this next show.
Oh,
what do we got coming up for our
we still got to do the Big Ten schedule preview. Is that right?
2 weeks we're doing the Big Ten schedule preview and other news that comes out, potentially of dramatic unfoldings from holdouts in the draft. Shedeur. Stuff like that. But primarily Big Ten preview. This is the main conference we haven't done. And Troy,
he can't even hold Cleveland hostage for more money because he got drafted so late.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they'll just cut him. I mean, basically, get out of here. Damn it, Troy.
Well, Ben, we got some magic from the boys' college football coming up.
There we go. Let's hear it.
There we go. Let's get the socials out in the chat. And then we got a little business.
I like business.
There we go. The Voice of College Football Eds account, where you get top-notch discussion, debate, and analysis with no off-season. Josh Hamill and Chris Megalo bringing out the magic on the Iowa Primetime Live show, which is usually on Monday nights, but they moved it up to Sunday for this week only, but they create magic all the same. And Mark giving out his villain or victim video on Shedeur Sanders. And you got Ben and Spaz giving their takes on the clips of the Oregon spring game on Oregon at the Boys College Football. Matt Zimick cranking out those articles. Zoe Bentler cranking up those articles on the Voice of College Football website. And we're getting wasted away again in Margaritaville with College Football After Dark with Ben and Friends. Because let's be real, it is a top way to celebrate summer by tuning in to After Dark. Oh, there we go. TJ and John bringing that magic on the Michigan Spring Game show. There's the NFL draft. And of course, the Instagram account from the Voice of College Football, where you'll see top-notch pits, top-notch takes on the NFL draft, like Ashton Genty from Boise State to the Raiders, Tyler Warren, Jackson Dart, got all kinds of stuff. The 1-point safety, the Voice of College Football website, and much, much more. And there's the Voice of College Football TikTok account. We don't know how long TikTok is going to be on. It could be going on the rest of this year. It could be gone after June. It could be still here for sure. But the perfect way to enjoy TikTok is by tuning in to the Voice of College Football, where you get top-notch debate, analysis, and discussion with no off-season. We're getting closer and closer to the season starting up. Let's get this TikTok count to 1,000 followers, 10,000 followers, 100,000. Let's get everything involved with the Voice of College Football to 10,000 followers, to 100,000 followers. Let's get the YouTube account to 1,000 subs.
That's right. That's right.
There you go. And Bert's, if you're interested in hosting a Syracuse live show, email Mark at markrogerstv@gmail.com or voicecollegefootball@gmail.com.
That's right. That's right.
Hey, did we I had a question for the panel here.
Oh God.
Will Cam Ward be the next Tom Brady, or will Cam Ward be the next Jamarcus Russell?
I have no clue, but I'm glad we got A.O. Manor as the wide receiver. So Bro is going to be a draft steal. And anybody that didn't see him, well, they missed out on Friday nights going against Colorado in 2023 and that miraculous comeback and that magnificent victory over Syracuse in 2024. He was a stud at Stanford.
Yeah, for those that are unaware, Jackson is a diehard Titans fan.
A lot of things you don't know about me.
Yep.
So, I mean, really though, I mean,
but that is a good question, Spaz.
Is Cam Ward going to be a good player, or is he going to be Jamarcus Russell and be the next number one?
I hope he's not. I hope he's not Jamarcus Russell. I hope that he can produce some wins, but I'm just kind of like at this point for the Titans, I don't care if they keep Callahan or don't, because if the Bills are pissing and moaning about Sean McDermott and decide they're going to be dumb enough to fire his keister, well, then Titans should happily get him.
I think Cam Ward's shown enough. I think he'll be at least, he's not going to be a Russell. I don't think he's going to be like a Brady or a Mahomes, but you never know. But I think he'll at least be in the middle. Like he'll be like a solid. There's just like a solid. If he gets in the right system and they work to what he does best, I think he'll be success. I think most quarterbacks, that's the problem. Most quarterbacks that go into teams, the teams try to do things that quarterback's not great at. And that really screws the QB over because that's not what they were good at. That's kind of like a fault.
And David West
that's always the problem of being a really highly drafted quarterback is so much depends on the organization you go to, and a lot of times those aren't really well-run organizations. And
with the number one overall pick, there was a problem, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I mean, like, I think Brian Callahan is a really good offensive mind. I think this is a good situation for Cam to go to. And I think a few years from now, we'll be thinking, like, that's a legit starting quarterback in the league, you know, and he might be the only one from this class. So that's probably worth the number one pick. That's what I feel he'll be. I feel like he'll be. He's probably never going to win an MVP, although he could. But he'll probably be, you know, a guy you're always happy to have as your starting quarterback.
There we go. And David West with the $2 super chat. We appreciate the $2 super chat. And he says Cam Ward will never be the next Tom Brady.
Well, he was picked 198 slots higher than them in the draft. So
every time someone does something like, oh, he could be great, like Tom Brady, like everyone needs not to David, but to any personal like TV personality going, oh, he can be like Tom Brady. It's like, shut up. No, he's not. Tom Brady's Tom Brady. Like, shut up. Like, sorry, no.
It is amazing that like the biggest draft steal came from a place like Michigan, right? I mean, like you would expect them to come from a place that was like under the radar, like if he came from South Dakota, like okay, it makes sense. Like people didn't realize, there weren't enough eyes back then, but.
Well, Cam Ward's trajectory has been, interesting. Couple years like at a Incarnate Word, then to Washington State for a couple years, and then Miami. Like, it's a trajectory. We played against Cam Ward for Oregon, and Cam Ward he's good.
He's good. he's good. He was a really, really good college quarterback, and don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise.
Yeah, what happens in the pros doesn't matter. College level, really good college quarterback.
Really, really good. Yeah.
So
great college quarterback.
I have no hate on Cam Ward.
I saw this on a couple of the Buckeye Twitter accounts here. Like he was in the running to be like Ohio State was in the running to get him in the portal last year.
Yeah,
and it's just like. Man, God, think of how good this team could have been with him.
The problem with Cam Ward is he's a little sporadic. Like he's he throwing. He just kind of takes shots, and which could be good and bad. So that's kind of
but. But his talent, it's when you watch him play, it's kind of hard to believe he was ever like a 0-star recruit because his arm is so good. He's such an electric athlete. I mean, like he should have been the number one pick. I think it was totally right. He's got all the tools and stuff. He doesn't seem like a typical like. Overachiever, under recruited guy. I mean, he looks like a guy who actually is really talented.
He is, and I see Troy's comment about him playing hero ball. It's like, dude, because his defense sucked, so he literally had to try to do hero ball. But I would like to ask the chat a question without Googling and the panel. Do you know where Incarnate Word is?
It's in Texas. I know that.
No.
Good job. It's in San Antonio area.
San Antonio. Okay.
It's in the San Antonio area.
Did we ask our question?
It's in San Antonio proper?
I don't know if it's technically a San Antonio proper, but it's within like the city overall limits, so to say.
Okay.
We also forgot to answer Burke's question, didn't we?
Oh, yeah. Oh, good reminder before we wrap this up. Good reminder. I thought about it earlier and then I forgot all about it. Good reminder. Burke's question from very early in the night. Very, very early. Just to not get sidetracked. Great reminder. The worst fan bases. Yikes. That's a rabbit hole right there. Oh.
Tennessee's
we could have a show on that alone.
Yeah.
Tennessee's on one of them for my top three. LSU's like I would say Texas A&M.
I guess it depends on why is it one of the worst fan bases. Like something we'll have to break down. Like you said, we can make a show out of this because I think we have to have like a criteria checkboard, almost like a bingo card, and then we go, yep, check, yep, check, yep, check, because that's loaded.
Well, part of the reason you brought that up was because Trojan guy was saying how the last time Oregon and USC played that somebody was wearing Caleb Williams jersey and he got beer and shit thrown all over him. And I personally never seen that at Autzen from any of the fans because they'll throw you out. They won't. Our security won't fuck around. They'll throw you out.
Well, he should be happy it was beer and not nail polish. Just saying.
Oh, we got a super chat, another one from David West.
Yeah,
and
we'll come back to Burke's question though.
There we go. But first, David West says Ohio State and Tennessee are the most annoying and obnoxious fans. Ooh, you must not have a good experience with them, good buddy.
I mean,
Jason says Notre Dame.
I can see where David is coming from. I mean, myself not knowing much deal with Tennessee fans. Because last time we played Tennessee, we whooped their ass all times. So they just had to sit back and take it. I can see it being obnoxious, but Ohio State. I don't know. Ohio State has a lot of pride. What I think it is, the most obnoxious fan bases are the ones who haven't done anything and yet still think they're like top shit. Like they have not done anything, won a conference, won a major bowl game at all, and yet they're still like, ooh, back in the 70s. And that's where they live. Those are some of the most obnoxious, annoying fan bases. Personally.
Okay, so if I'm gonna rank my personal 3 worst fan bases, and I'm going to for biased reasons, I'm going to exclude Michigan from this list, even though you probably belong here on a really unbiased list. One, I will include Penn State. For one, they're whiny and they're entitled. They kind of excuse that they kind of idolize a pedophile enabler.
There we go. There we go.
And other than that, like I'm a huge college wrestling fan. I go to the Big Ten and the NCAA championships almost every year, and this is one of the most sanctimonious, socially awkward, and insular fan bases I've ever encountered in my life. Like, if you're not part of their club, they don't even want to talk to you. So yeah, Penn State, go screw yourself. Notre Dame, I was there when Ohio State beat you when you guys could only put 10 men on the field and the last play of the game a few years ago. I had you guys were total clowns the entire time I was there in South Bend. I know 99% of you didn't go to the university because that's actually a good school, and there's no way they would have ever let you clowns in. So, and then third of all are all the SEC fans. Yeah, Darrell, come at me. You know you guys don't support actual good teams, so you guys have to. You guys are hangers on.
Yeah, my phone's at like 1%.
Uh
oh. Spaz, where you at?
He's dead.
What? I'm here. I was gonna get off here soon, but
you can't until I get a refill. You guys have kept me here for 2.5 hours.
It's your fault.
It's not my fault. We actually got on track early tonight, like 15 minutes in. I'm like 45 minutes left 2 weeks ago.
I can go in a few minutes.
All right. Let's I agree.
I gotta run to the store, guys.
Oh my God, Spaz, go. Shoo.
I'll be on the next show.
Shoo.
All right.
Good to be on with you guys again.
Check out Spaz on Oregon at the Voice College Football Wednesday nights with Ben on 10:35 p.m. Eastern Time. Oh, David. Oh, he's got a question for
this
me.
guy's gonna keep feeding super chaps. You might as well stay on for another hour,
Darn.
Ben.
Oh, I'm gonna put it to you in an uncensored way. Dude's fucking nuts.
There you go. All right, I'll let you go on a tangent for a couple minutes here.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Thursday night, he was so focused on owning Jeffrey and I, they was like throwing like super chats, but it's like, bro, you're just giving us money. I kind of just want to like get the $21 back. Just be like, dude, use that money for something better. Like, don't be trying to like talk shit to everybody here on this building network, you know? Like, bro, like the Ohio podcast has told you, stop your shit. You are making our fan base look bad. You're making the Ohio State fan base look bad. John Kennedy's called his butt out on it. Mark kicked his ass out, and Mark don't do that to anybody. But you know it's bad when Mark's like, Dan, Caden, whatever the hell your name is, get the hell off this network. I don't want to see you. Get the hell off this channel. I don't want to see you for another month. Like, you know it's bad. And there's like one show the day before Valentine's Day on The Voice College Football where Dan was yelling F you to Mark. Like he was some kind of badass. Like, just because you say the word fuck does not make you a tough guy. I've seen tough guys in my life, and they don't have to use the F-bomb to get their point across. Like, this guy is just cringe. I hope he gets all that help he needs. I hope he finds Jesus. Although he's probably thinking he found him elsewhere from huffing that diesel fuel so much. But I don't know. It's like bro, and I'll give you another part of how cringe he is. He keeps blowing up my emails, like you know, say, hey, you gotta go on my show, gotta go on my little unscript or unhinged show, whatever the hell he calls himself. Like whatever the hell he calls that show, but I'll go on anybody's show. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's a small channel with 1 subscriber, millions of. I don't care. But something told me do not go on that guy's channel. I mean, it's like maybe it's. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but agreed, Troy. But I was just answering a question from our friend David West. No worries, good buddy. But dude's nuts. Like,
I'm glad I came back at the right time to be like, all right, we're done with that now. Cool.
Well, we got another super chat from Erica Goldberg.
Oh no, Erica, where are you? There you are. Oh, damn it, Jackson. Double tap. Nebraska fans.
Okay, Nebraska fans, I think unequivocally deserve the title of best fans in college sports. They put 100-some thousand people in the stadium for a volleyball game. They are nice. Yeah. They are the nicest people you will ever come across. They have reasonable expectations. I mean, like they used to win national championships, and they're okay with 9 wins now because they understand times have changed. This is the best most supportive fan base in the entire country are Nebraska fans. I don't even think it's close. Nebraska fans are the best college sports fans. Period. And I know that's not the answer Erica is looking for. She wants me to crap all over Nebraska. They are phenomenal fans. That is a great fan base that supports all of their programs. Thick and thin. They're great.
Well, as an outsider too, now we've played Nebraska as football. When I say Nebraska fans are insane, it's because of the dedication that they have.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't matter if they're literally the best 3-9 team in the country. They're selling the stadium sold out. They're there. They're watching their team. They're supporting them. They travel really well. They're delusional. It's like, well, that's what I said. They're insane. But it's and likewise.
I've come across many Nebraska fans. I've never had a bad experience with a single one of them ever. So
when I think of Nebraska too, I think of like another fan base, like with their. I think of like Iowa fans, but Nebraska is like 3 times. I think in the sense of the dedication. I mean, they're in Nebraska. What else do they have? Nothing. So, but they're dedicated. They're very dedicated fans. Much like Wisconsin fans right here from Berks. Yeah, Wisconsin, same thing. Yeah. Very dedicated fan bases. Very, very dedicated.
It's like it's gonna be interesting to see what happens for 2025 and beyond. We're getting closer to the season starting.
What is Josh Pate's countdown? 19 weekends? 19 Saturdays or something like that?
Yeah. Anything else we got before we gotta go bed?
We gotta start getting through these if we're gonna get through all the schedule previews, all the
I know.
All the Mountain West, the MAC, the Missouri Valley, the Gateway Conference, and
let's go the Patriot League.
Patriot League, yeah.
Let's do it.
Y'all can handle Patriot League by yourselves.
Yeah. How are you feeling about the Colgate Raiders this year coming up, Jackson?
Let's go.
Yeah, y'all can handle Missouri Valley. I'll just be sit with the sunglasses, the lemonade, and Margaritaville playing in the background, watching.
Minus it would be a virgin margarita.
When's the last time you had a virgin drink, Ben?
I don't think I should answer that question live on this channel.
What was that?
Wait, you just said it like 10 minutes ago.
No, I don't think I should answer that. I think I will just leave that.
I don't think I've ever drank a Margaritaville, but we gotta.
You've never drank. Don't think you've drank a Margaritaville?
I know I've never drank a margarita. I've drank a screwdriver. I've drank whiskey. I drank vodka, but that's like one time each. I can give you the dates of when I drank them.
Oh my God.
All right, give us the dates after this. David West, we are so happy to see you here and have you find us and join the network. Check out all the team channels. So many personalities around, and hopefully we'll see you back here on the After Dark show. So we appreciate it. Your super chats help the network out a lot, and we really, really appreciate your participation tonight. You guys make again, I say it every time when we're in the show. The chat is half of what makes this show work is the chat. Because
it's not us. It's not us dumbasses. That's for sure.
Yeah, you guys crack me up in the chat. Erica, Nebraska thought they'd dominate the Big Ten, and they've done zilch. It's not the 90s anymore. That is 100% true. 100% true.
Mm-hmm.
That's why this last year was so surprising with all the realignment, to watch teams like Arizona State win the Big 12 year one. Texas, whatever their schedule, point is go to the SEC title game and challenge for the title. Oregon, win the Big Ten the first year. And then SMU make the ACC title game first year and almost come out with it. I mean, so it was quite surprising. And then you got Nebraska, who has not done dick in, what, a decade? Really?
Well, they haven't been to the Big Ten title game since 2012, but they got smacked off the face of the earth by Wisconsin in that rematch.
Yeah, I mean, the point is they haven't done anything in like 10 years.
That was my favorite year. Wisconsin finished third place in the division and got in because both Ohio State and Penn State weren't eligible.
Yeah, and that's when you had the Big Ten had their it was the leaders and leaders. Yeah, I'm sorry, Wisconsin and Nebraska's league was so weak in comparison when you didn't face Penn State, Michigan, or Ohio State. Generally, you didn't have to face.
Wisconsin finished third in the it was the leaders division. Yeah, it was the leaders. Third in the division, but Ohio State was ineligible because a couple players got tattoos for free, and Penn State was ineligible because they covered up a decades-long child sex abuse scandal. Pretty much equivalent offenses, I would imagine, but
good times in the Big Ten in the Midwest. Yeah, Erica. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, Nebraska hasn't done anything though for a long time. They have not. Okay. This is the last comment. This is the last question we're taking. We did not address this. Let's just talk real quick about it and the logistics because this is not happening for about
that's
five
a load of
more years.
horse dung. You're not going to see Utah join the Big Ten. They want to get a Southern team in to complete the number 20. I think that's what's going to happen.
Okay. Yeah, there's a number of issues to Utah joining the Big Ten. First, academically, even if the Big Ten even cares about this anymore, which I'm not 100% sure they do, Utah is not an AAU member. I don't believe
they are an AAU member.
They are an AAU member. Okay.
Miami's a member. I believe
they had to be one for the Pac-12 also.
12,
but
okay.
they're relatively new.
New, okay,
a few years.
But this is not. I mean, they're by traditional standards. I don't know if they match up to the academic standards Big Ten schools would like. That certainly doesn't exclude them, but they also don't open up a significant market. The Salt Lake City area is so-so, and Utah has no reach really outside of Utah. Utah has no national brand whatsoever. I don't know that they would. I mean, Utah would be down the list as far as priority additions to the Big Ten. Like they would certainly be looking to move into the Southeast.
And encounter a little bit. I agree with most of that because no offense to Utah, I love Utah. We love playing them, even though they were a pain in our ass a lot of times. The trajectory of Utah too, they don't know what's going to look because this is probably Whittingham's last year. So what is the trajectory of Utah? And it's going to be like 5 years because I believe it's 2030 with the Big 12, where they could look at potentially moving on, at least reasonably. But I understand that maybe the thought or idea and or news about it because they already have the West Coast schools. So why not bridge it with Utah? Kind of a short trip, so to say, even though they're Southwest. But I don't know. It's interesting. I've seen the news. I haven't thought a whole lot about it, but I've seen the news kind of building with rumors and intel, quote unquote, about it. So I don't know.
Well, Anything else we got, or is that all?
That's it.
All right.
We're not about 3 hours yet.
Not okay. I kicked him out for that dumbass comment.
Well, Ben's got to get to bed. I got
I do.
And we got some got prepared for some stuff tomorrow, especially including the Crimson Tide live show. So I gotta rest that voice.
That's right. So one by one, then tell everyone where they can stalk you online. I will tell you, you can follow Sean or Spaz at Sean Spaz Drag on Twitter.
There we go.
There you go.
And tell them about that magical show that you had with Zachary Neal and the post game reaction to the spring game.
That's right. That's right. Check out the Zachary Neal episode, USA Today Sports Writer, and the post Oregon spring game show on the Oregon channel, right here on the Voice of College Football.
There we go.
You'll love it.
There we go. Magic all over the place. Check out Ben on It's Sporting with Ben and Sam. If you want to see some HBO times X-ray shenanigans.
That's the live shows. That's only the live ones.
There we go. So that's gonna be fun to watch. And check out Ben on It's Sporting with Ben and Sam on /Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok and YouTube. However long TikTok's gonna be on there for sure. But let's get Oregon at the Voice College Football 3,000 subs. And you can check me out on Alabama with the Voice College Football Mondays at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and Thursday nights at the Call-In Show, 9 p.m. Central Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, where we take your calls on the Crimson Tide, including Monday's edition, where Johnny, Jeffrey, and I, Coach Johnny Birch, Jeffrey, and I will be going over our takes on the NFL draft and how there's been 0 transfers. And we've got plenty of NFL calls from the Crimson Walls. And, of course, you can check out my latest episode of The Jacksonian with Parker Ainsworth at Locked On Cougs. And my next episode of The Jacksonian will be with Nathan Brown, the founder, owner, CEO of CFB Mafia, where we'll be talking quite a lot about the Big 12 and the BYU Cougars. And for more updates on what I've got going on The Jacksonian, or on Alabama with the Voice College Football, or once a week on the Fine Bomb Show, check me out on Jacksonville CFB on /Twitter, or on Instagram and Threads at Jackson Johnson 543-908, and on Blue Sky at Jackson Johnson 97. Sean, what have you got going on, good buddy?
Well, I want to first address Brooks. Like, what's wrong with doing 10 hours a day of CFB show?
That's a lot. That's a lot. That is a lot, though.
Shows. Okay. You guys can follow me on my socials, my Twitter, and Blue Sky. That Jackson will drop to you. I tend to post on those fairly regularly, so give me a follow if you like. And otherwise, you can just catch me here, every couple of weeks during the off season and every goddamn week during the regular season and during and across all the shows across the Voice of College Football Network during the season as well.
There you go.
So yeah, that's it. Going on the next few weeks, it's actually a fairly. I've had a very hectic year so far, and I actually have a couple of weeks where I don't have to go anywhere, and it is. I'm very much looking forward to it. So, some peace and serenity as we bring in the warm weather here, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
There we go. Well, it is for all of us here, it is officially the end of the spring. It is the dead period in the sense of the spring ball. Anyways, it's the dead period, but we will be here still giving you stuff to talk about because once again, the chat, you drive half of this show. So, with that being said, we will be back in 2 weeks to discuss all news and any updates on things, any dramas, as well as then primarily the Big Ten conference schedule for 2025. So, gentlemen, everyone in the chat, let me make sure I want to touch upon everyone. I don't want to forget anyone. Again, welcoming Ryan Willie and Minnie Hunt as new members. Thank you, Dave Valensky. Thank you, David West. Of course, you were dropping dimes. Erica, as always, one of the most loyal just viewers here on the Voice of College Football. All your super chats and comments, everything, always appreciated. And make sure you join up, become a member, join the Discord, and try to join in the After Dark show with us in 2 weeks as we talk Big Ten schedule. So, other than that, gentlemen, I want to thank you. And
thank you.
I don't know who should go. Sean, do you want the honors tonight?
Let's do it.
All right.
Hey, you Pop-Tart over there. Yeah, you Pop-Tart.
Oh.
Play us out.
So dirty.
She playing me out. That's for damn sure.
Who's playing who here?
Oh.
What?
Oh yeah. You know who the player and who the fiddle is here, right?
Oh.